Good evening, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to get things underway. The road to the PGCBL championship runs through Batavia tonight. That's what is at stake for tonight's game. Welcome to the West Division Championship as the top-seeded Batavia Muckdogs host their biggest rivals, the second-seeded Jamestown Tarp Skunks, here at Dwyer Stadium. It's winner-take-all. One team will punch its ticket to the PGCBL championship game, while the other sees its season come to an end. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning into tonight's playoff broadcast. It's the same duo in the press box as always. My name is Grayson Italian. Alongside me, color commentator Jarrett Campbell. Jarrett, how are we doing tonight?
I'm ready to go. Winner takes all. West Division Championship. This team has had a rivalry the whole year. Back and forth. We've had our moments with both teams. Both teams having their back and forth in terms of the standings. And right now it all comes down to this. One more game to seal the deal on who is the West Division champions of this year.
That's what we will find out tonight. Batavia enters tonight as the West Division's top seed after putting together one of the finest regular seasons as of late, finishing with a 29-10-1 record. On the other side, Jamestown enters as the 2 seed, defeating Elmira Pioneers just last night as well in everyone's first matchup in the PGCBL playoffs. They finished with a 25-11-2 record on the other side, but the Muckdogs earned home field advantage throughout the entire divisional playoffs. Within the West, the only other seed in their way in that mark is the Amsterdam Mohawks on the other side. But again, we're not going to be able to find out that matchup until tomorrow. Their game has officially been postponed, so only one game occurring tonight, and that's here at Dwyer. Whoever finishes tonight's game with the win will be able to find out, but they'll get a day off as well. We'll see how that plays into effect. Interesting enough. But enough about that. We will just stick with what we know. And for now, that it's two rivals who've been bitter all season long coming into tonight's game. There's no shortage of storylines. Two rivals, a packed Dwyer Stadium, a trip to the PGCBL championship on the line, every pitch, every at-bat, and every defensive play to carry postseason intensity as these two clubs battle for the West Division crown. The stage is set and the atmosphere is electric, and we're just moments away from the first pitch, eventually when that time comes. Let's take a look, though, at tonight's starting lineup. How about that, Jarrett?
I'm excited for the starting lineup. We have seen these 18 players play. Every time these guys matched up with each other, you're going to show the lineup pretty soon. Nothing changed. We see the same 18 guys in the same spot. That's just what the rivalry is. It's the same 18 players ready to go that all have their moments. Obviously, you'll go into it. The big difference is just the pitching change. But for right now, it's a big matchup tonight.
The thing is, right now, for now, we will take a slight pause just because we do have our in-game introduction. I can tell you Mad Dog's loud and proud, and I would not like to talk over him, so we'll just step aside. But once which was already welcome and very fast through today at least, so not too much of a wait. We'll jump right to where we were going. Remember, lineups are brought to you by Tompkins Bank of Castile, and we're underway with tonight's lineups. For Batavia, at center fielder Jalen David, right fielder Brandon Reyna, left fielder Glenn Brooks. On the other side, center fielder Grant Moore, extra hitter Eric Weeks, and first baseman Nolan Smith. Continuing with the Jamestown Tarp Skunks, it's designated hitter Anthony Tromer, right fielder Nate Muncy, left fielder CJ Dugan, and catcher Paul Dulanto. For the Muckdogs, the next four, third baseman Jackson Inman, second baseman Evan Brock, shortstop Cooper Russell, and designated hitter Joey Sikoro. We'll stick with the Muckdogs as we move through. It's first baseman James Quintero, catcher Cooper Romick, and rounding things out for Batavia extra hitter Jeremy Ramos. And then the other side, third baseman James Dixon, shortstop Jackson Enders, and second baseman Caleb Jordan. And on the mound, for the Batavia Muckdogs, getting the starting nod in the West Division Championship, it's number 3, Mason Davey, the Genesee Community College player, comes on to get the start in a huge action game. On the other side, it's 25, Jake Boynar for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks as he gets the starting nod. Two guys who know exactly what they're doing. The numbers don't lie in that sense, and they're going to clash tonight in tonight's matchup.
When we talk about Batavia and Mason Davey, we have seen a lot of pitchers go against Jamestown Davey is one of the people in the list they haven't seen yet. They've seen Chandler, who pitched yesterday against Auburn. They have seen Sliz. They've seen Woodley. They have seen Nix. Those are their good pitchers, top pitchers that they love to use against Jamestown. Today, they're throwing a little bit of curveball at him. Mason Davey, another good pitcher that they have on this team, but they haven't seen him, and that's what they hope will be the difference of tonight.
Exactly, and that's the one thing that they were preaching is whenever you go against one of these players, you don't want to be able to give away what you're doing. Try to show them something new, and that's something that not only the coaching staff for Batavia preaches, but it's something that even the players, they know themselves. They know that Mason Davey hasn't revealed what he's got in his arsenal to Jamestown. The cards have not been flipped over. It's still a mystery for Jamestown on their half. They have to do their due diligence and get the studying done before coming into tonight's matchup on Mason Davey if they can. And if they don't have any coming prepared behind them, it could be a much tougher matchup than they anticipated. Right now we're going through the real lineups out there on the baseball diamond. So we're getting our introductions on their way. We already got ours out of the way, and we'll just continue on with the numbers. We always say that numbers don't lie. And Batavia and Jamestown, in terms of their numbers, eerily similar. Batavia does have the upper leg in most of those categories, but Jamestown, they don't fall too far from the tree. Jamestown, in their metrics, they're around that 6th to 7th place in a lot of those with 302 runs, 525 RBIs. Their team ERA sitting at a 5.87 and 251 runs allowed. Batavia, though, they're top notch in almost every category. As I always say, the home run metric, it doesn't matter how many home runs you're hitting, especially if you're bringing those runs in, as they're good for third in runs, 338, and third in RBIs as well, 284. So who needs home runs, especially with a record of 29, 10, and 1 and first within the West Division.
And also another thing with numbers that don't lie, this is a huge matchup between a team that's good at the home side and the team that's good on the away side. Jamestown has had the favorite in being away with a 15-4-1 record, while Dwyer Stadium is the Batavia Muckdogs' hometown, and they have felt it the whole season. 18-4 record. Two teams that love where they are. One's dominant on the home, one's dominant on the road. When it comes to Batavia, it all depends on how they start. That is what they're good at. They're good on getting those starts and relying on the pitching to get the job done. That's the chemical formula they use to win games.
All right, and we'll see how everything plays out here in just a few moments, but it's that time. We'll step aside for the national anthem, and the West Division Championship will be underway in just a few minutes. We'll see you then when it's all said and done.
Turn it up, baby. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family. Let's go.
The excitement, the wait, it's all over. Ready, set to be dealt on a silver platter. It's the West Division Championship. Batavia taking on the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. 1 versus 2 seed. It all comes down to this. 9 innings of baseball ready to be played at Dwyer. Of course, we already took you through tonight's lineup. And just to ensure you know a little bit more of who's out there on the mound, should I say, for Batavia, we'll take you at a closer look for Mason Davey from Genesee Community College, a freshman over there, Rochester, New York native, right-handed pitcher sitting at 6 foot, 190 pounds, with a 1.84 ERA, 19 hits allowed, 14 runs, 6 of those being earned with 29 and 1 innings served with 36 strikeouts. Additionally, if you want to take a little closer look at those numbers as well, this will mark his 10th appearance, 6th start. He comes in with a 3-1 record. And his 36 strikeouts, and that falls for good on 4th on the team. That's what Mason Davey brings to the table for the Muckdogs, and a new face for Jamestown to go head-to-head with. And we'll also, in addition, take you through the defensive lineup just one more time. Mason Davey on the bump, Cooper Romick behind home plate, James Quintero first, Evan Brockett second, Cooper Russell at short, Jackson Inman at third, Glenn Brooks, Jalen David, and Brandon Reyna for your outfield left to right. But that's the Muckdogs defense as they'll take control here at Dwyer Stadium in just a few moments. We're ready to go, and it seems we've reached that time. Stepping up to be the first batter face for a Tarp Skunk to go head-to-head against Mason Davey. For Jamestown, that will be center fielder number 2, Grant Moore.
Grant Moore is the Jamestown Tarp Skunks lead-off man every game. In 35 games, he started in 35 with a .339 batting average, 124 at-bats, 44 runs, 42 hits, 8 doubles, 3 triples, a home run, and 23 RBIs.
It's going to miss on the low end, going down as ball 1, a 1-0 count. This one outside, 2-0 count. As mentioned, Mason Davey, Genesee Community College. This one's in for strike 1. Over at Genesee Community College in his first year, he made quite an immediate impact, especially in batting too. This one, high flyer to foul territory in the marshland out in that outfield. As you know, it was so rainy last night. Thunder, lightning storms all across Batavia. I was up last night. It woke me up too as well, so I was able to hear the most of it. And this morning, all of us interns got here early to try to squeegee the grass, and I can tell you we got, I would like to say, a pretty good job as that's fouled off. The count remains 2-2. It's just that there is some parts in that outfield grass that you're going to have to look out for, especially more down the foul line.
It's more down like the left field, right field area.
That ball won't take as much of a bounce, if at all. 2-2 high, getting away from Davey all the way to the netting. Not sure how that one got away from him. What sense, but a full count for Mason Davey. Going against Grant Moore, the first batter for Jamestown. A payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled off. The count remains full. And that's strike 3. Mason Davey has him watching it go by, and that's an out. 1 out for Mason Davey, and that's how you set up the tempo for your defense and your team entirely. Breathe in life, and you get that good sigh of relief as a pitcher. You know, we talked about it, mentioning about how for Jamestown, it's a new pitcher. Mason Davey, he doesn't know who he's going against as well. So when you get that first strikeout, that's going to give you a nice little comfort and ease into tonight's matchup.
Especially when you're trying to mix in that fastball and the off-speed. Davey's got that really good slider and curveball that he likes to throw in with his fastball. And right there, starting it off early, showing that he can mix it in when he needs to.
Now up to bat, extra hitter number 6, Eric Weeks with an 0-1 count. This one just going to miss on the outside mark on the lower end, not being able to find the zone. Eric Weeks, in terms for Jamestown, statistically speaking, he's definitely an overall player. 22 stolen bases is his best metric, I would say. That's one of the most notable things he's for. But you can't count out batting. A 3.47 average, statistically, with the most at-bats, is the best batter in that metric. Only behind 3 players who have not accounted for more than 50 at-bats throughout the season. This also misses his zone to a 3-1 count, but 3.47 batting average across 121 at-bats, 31 runs, 42 hits, 37 RBIs off 59 total bases. 3-1, this low for the zone, and a walk for Mason Davey. So, not what you want any time as a pitcher, especially opening up early, especially after reaching a full count. So he's still fighting, trying to get warmed up, but still plenty of baseball game to be left to be played. And first baseman, number 14, Nolan Smith, up to bat the first pitch.
And every time Jamestown and Batavia play against each other, we always mention Moore and Weeks' name as the two people that are very aggressive on the stolen bases. Like you mentioned, 22 for Weeks. Grant Moore has 26. When both of them get on, they are a threat on the bases.
1-0 count, the deal from Davey, and that one will snag the outside zone. 1-1.
Nolan Smith, in terms of being on the team for most of the season, he's got the #1 spot in batting average, played in 17 games, starting 17 with a 4.08 batting average, 49 at-bats, 9 runs, 20 hits, 4 doubles, a home run, and 13 RBIs. As that is strike 2 for Mason Davey.
1-2 count. Pickoff attempt over at first, a little light toss. Went forward, had the runner go back. Weeks was already back at first base, so no need to make it a dart. Instead, just a light toss. That's all that will be said and done. 1-2 count. The pitch, just gonna miss the top left corner. If anything, it's a little high. Definitely a close action play for the call there, if you ask me. But again, as always, a reminder, I'm just the broadcaster and not the umpire. 2-2 will swing underneath this. Foul territory and out of play. Two count. Swing and a miss. And another strikeout for Mason Davey. This time it will go down as swinging. Designated hitter number 11, Anthony Trommer, up to bat as he is in the cleanup position for Jamestown.
Trommer's played in 29 games, started in 21 with a 3.19 batting average, 72 at-bats, 16 runs, 23 hits, 7 doubles, 12 RBIs on 30 total bases.
Fouled off the first one to the backstop, 0-1 count. Mason Davey again, 3 long at-bats. Or longer at-bats, should I say, just to open things up, but that's always part of how pitching plays out, especially going against a new opponent. Got no feel of what the batters are going to take. I feel as this game goes on, as that's had some good action initially, but then a little too far outside by the time it reaches the glove. And already talking over to the Muckdogs dugout, talking about the words he's hearing, and even the crowd is trying to take responsibility for themselves as they're trying to say it was the crowd themselves making those remarks. But turning towards the dugout already, another pickoff attempt over at first. And I know that these two teams have been rivals all season long. It's been heated. We've seen players or coaches get ejected.
And that's not what you want. You do not want your coaches get ejected in a championship game.
This one low. 2-1 count. I can tell you that's one thing about Dwyer is they're fans, they're passionate about what they're here for, especially in the championship game. They're going to speak their mind. It's not going to be any easier, the West Division Championship, for any of these umpires going to have to listen to the crowd's opinion as this is driven to center field. Jalen David, a little jog and a step. 3 outs in the top of the first. It's already retired. Mason Davey recording 2 strikeouts already to his name. The bottom of the first, right around the corner. We'll stay on air for this one as we'll take you through the Jamestown defensive lineup in just a second. So looking over at Jamestown on their end, this is how they'll open up tonight's matchup. Already went through the introduction for lineups, but that was the batting order in case you missed it or need a little reminder. For Jamestown, at catcher, it's Paul Delanto. Can't ignore Jacob Bornar at pitcher. Nolan Smith at first, Caleb Jordan at second, Jackson Enders at short, and James Dixon over at third. From the outfield, left to right, it's CJ Dugan, Grant Moore, and Nate Muncy. It's the makeup of the defensive lineup for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks tonight. So he'll take the mound and we'll take a closer look at Jacob Boynar. When he hails, it's the University of North Alabama, plays for the Lions down there. Right-handed pitcher, a junior, standing at 6'5", 240 pounds. Hometown of Ridgeville, Ohio. In terms of stats back in college, he was able to play for Gannon before his transfer to UNA. In those 2 years at Gannon, he was definitely one of the notable names in the starting rotation, posting up some historic numbers, even getting some accolades as well. Division II ADA Academic Achievement Award and PCAC Scholar Athlete. In addition, once he transferred over, appeared in 13 games at UNA with 6 starts for the Lions, throwing 22 2/3 innings. Striking out 29 batters while allowing 24 earned runs, held opponents to a .267 batting average. We'll see if those numbers transfer into tonight. But on the other end, we'll also look at how his numbers have looked for the Jamestown team. Already looked at 2 teams, but let's look at the most current. The 3.52 ERA, no record recorded, 3 appearances. So playoff West Division Championship will mark his 4th and 2nd start. No saves, only 7 2/3 innings pitched, allowing 9 hits, 3 runs, all 3 of those being earned, 2 batters walked, and 10 strikeouts. So, not to say he's a new guy, but 7 2/3 innings pitched, a guy who's not completed statistically a full game worth of pitching throughout the season, and his job is to go head-to-head with Jalen David just to start things off.
And David, he's been the speedster on this team, the guy that consistently gets on base in 37 games, starting in 36 with a .344 batting average, 128 at-bats, 43 runs, 44 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, and 20 RBIs.
Jalen David leads things off here. That was in for strike 1. This one dribbled over to shallow infield and snagged by the third baseman who came in crashing in for Jamestown. Dixon on the play makes the first put out over at first. 1 out on the ground out from Jalen David. Immediately took an early chance at the second pitch. Right fielder number 46, Braden Arena up to bat.
Reyna came in late in the season, and he's been an impactful player on this team. He's always been in that right field spot. He's playing 11 games, starting 11 with a .375 batting average, 32 at-bats, 11 runs, 12 hits, 2 doubles, and 13 RBIs on 14 total bases.
First one we'll miss down low. So 1-0 count. Again down low, 2-0. Something that I feel like we've never really touched on is just how Reyna joined this team late in the immediate impact he's been able to make defensively and offensively. 2-0, he'll swing. Skied over to left. Brought in. Dugan getting underneath it. 2 outs. I know that was ill-timed for what I was going at, but Reyna came in late in the season, and so far a 3.75 batting average. Only 32 at-bats, but 3.75. That's good for 4th statistically in batting average for the Muckdogs, and you can't ignore his impact on defense as well, holding down right field so far ever since he came and joined the team.
And he was also a guy that was even on the team last year that did the same thing last year. Came in late in the season. He's a guy that you can constantly call when you need him, and he's came in, made that impact for the Muckdogs.
Is now up to bat. It's number 20, Glenn Brooks.
Glenn Brooks is second on the team in batting average, played in 32 games, starting in 31 with a 3.94 batting average, 109 at-bats, 31 runs, 43 hits, 5 doubles, 5 triples, 2 home runs, 31 RBIs on 64 total bases.
Is this one's dribbled foul? Let's update the score bug. It's a 1-1 count. Again, a little talking with the Batavia Muckdogs dugout, or down the third baseline to Coach Skip. Again, Glenn Brooks from Pace, Florida, Pensacola State College. Freshman over there. Driving this on a skied one to center field, and Grant Moore able to get underneath it. The third out quickly. 3 up, 3 down is how you would say it for that. And the first inning already under wraps. We'll see in the top of the second following the first commercial break.
I'd like to withdraw some Muckbucks, please.
Muckbucks?
Realistically, I can't withdraw Muckbucks here. But what I can do is do all my banking through Tompkins Bank, the official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs. I gotta get back to picking up my Muckbucks.
Here in Batavia, hard work and community goes hand in hand. That's why the Batavia Muckdogs are a proud partner with Farm Credit East, helping support the people of Western New York grow.
We don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here. Batavia Downs, official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
At the top of the second, about to get underway. We'll take a look at the first 3 for Jamestown. It'll be designated here. Right fielder number 44, Nate Muncie. Left fielder number 39, CJ Dugan. And in the hole, catcher number 4, Paul Dulanto. But again, number 44, Nate Muncie, up to bat here in the top of the second.
Nate Muncie's played in 31 games, started in 24 with a 2.64 batting average, 87 at-bats, 16 runs, 23 RBIs, 1 double on 24 total bases.
As he'll swing on the 0-1, little dribbler over to Brock at second. He makes a put out. 1 out. We're going to have to really see as well within the infield, because you can see where the soft spots were. I know I walked around on the tarp and was able to feel some of the soft spots. You can see those darker rings over at first base especially is where it's a little more soft, and in between first and second. But again, that was earlier this morning, so I'm not sure if it exactly dried out a little bit more, as this is in foul territory. High skied, still up in the air, and finally comes down in the glove of Jackson Inman. I thought that was never going to come down.
It took a while. It definitely took a little bit, and Inman kept his eye on it the whole time, didn't lose it in the clouds at all.
So one thing right now, it's still overcast, but the sun able to poke through, give us some daylight, so it's now shadowed over. Just good overcast day and enough to get baseball underway. 2 outs and up to bat catcher number 4, Paul Dulanto. And the first pitch inside for ball number 1, a 1-0 count.
Paul Dulanto's played in 25 games, started in 24 with a 2.30 batting average, 74 at-bats, 17 runs, 17 hits, 7 doubles, 2 home runs, and 15 RBIs. That was a lot of sevens.
That's in for strike one. 1-1 count. Davey set, delivers. It's going to miss on the lower end. 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch is outside. 3-1. See if Mason Davey can extend this at bat a little longer. Maybe reach full. 3-1. The delivery. And it will. Davey so far early attacking the lower end of the box. This time he will get it. Full count. A payoff pitch. Incoming. Gets Paul Dulanto. 2 outs, no one on. Payoff. Swing and a miss. The third strikeout recorded for Mason Davey. Brings an end to the top of the second. This one has Dulanto swinging. Good start for Davey. And that's exactly what they wanted from him. An early start by his own doing, especially with trying to catch Jamestown off guard, and it's immediately making an impact.
And right now, whenever you're facing those first 9 batters, it depends on how they take control of the game. If you're getting pieced up early, you start to panic a little bit. But Davey already taking control of the game, getting the job done, hoping to go for the long run in this game.
So again, just a reminder, we'll step away from what we've got going on here. The Utica Blue Sox and the Amsterdam Mohawks matchup for tonight has been postponed till tomorrow. So we'll take a look at the playoff graphic as well. And again, that reason for me mentioning that is this was originally made before that announcement, and I did not have enough time to update it, unfortunately. So as you can see, the PGCBL championship matchup is not July 29th, but the first matchup will be July 30th, with the following double header being the 31st. As agreed upon by every team in any scenario, the first team or the higher seed will be playing away. Every owner has had their discussion, has made their decision. So in any case of a matchup, whether that be Batavia Muckdogs versus Amsterdam, Utica versus Jamestown, it doesn't matter. The higher seed will become the home field advantage team, and it will have 2 out of the 3 matchups in a best-of-3 series. In that case, it will be the higher seed that plays away first in a doubleheader at home the next day for the deciding factor. But again, as said before, we'll all see then. It's delayed to the 30th, but this is how the playoff shakes up now for the bracket. We'll step aside for that as well as we're ready to get things underway here. For the bottom of the second, leading things off for Batavia, it's third baseman number 2, Jackson Inman.
Inman led the team in batting average with a 407. As that one hit over near the left field line and goes out of play. He's played 33 games, started in 33 with a 113 113 at-bats, 37 runs, 46 hits, 13 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 30 RBIs on 66 total bases.
And Jackson in and over at third. This is in for strike 2. 0-2 count early. As mentioned in the last broadcast, Jackson Inman was a game-time decision. Eventually got the call and played to his best. No reason why he wouldn't be in tonight's lineup defensively as well. Going back to the injury he sustained late in the regular season at Auburn during pregame warmups, but he was downgraded to designated or extra hitter, whatever it may be, servicing for the Muckdogs since then, as that didn't seem to be the real issue, it was just throwing. But so far, he's been able to bode well in that last matchup. This one driven over to left and out of play. Repeat the 0-2. Again on deck, second baseman, number 11, Evan Brock. And shortstop, number 1, Cooper Russell in the hole. Oh, 2. Swung right back to Bornar, and it gets through the gap at second base, and that's a single for Jackson Inman. He does what he does best, and this can go back to all regular season. There's no reason why his numbers don't stand true. His 46 hits, good for second on the team. Add one more to that, and runs tied for first. And it just shows there, every game that he plays, he shows up and can get stuff done. Now up to bat, second baseman, number 11, Mr. Reliable, Evan Brock, a season average of a .377 at batting, 130 at-bats. That leads the team as well in games started and games played. In those metrics, he's played in 39, started in 38. Basically, he's played in all but one matchup and started in all but two, as that's in for strike one, that being the last regular season game where he did not show face. But 30 runs, 49 hits, that's leading the team as well. Does it in quite a lot of metrics, should I say. 0-1. Swung, trying to find the gap, and it will, between short and third, and a single recorded for Evan Brock. Back-to-back hits, put 2 on. No outs for Batavia.
There we go. Now they're playing their offense. They're making contact on the ball. Line drives, getting through the holes of the shortstop and the third base, the second baseman. And now they have Cooper Russell, another man who's good with the bat, has a good batting average with runners in scoring position.
Cooper Russell, no different in all his metrics. Batting average of .306 across 85 at-bats, but 37 runs, good, tied with Inman for first on the team in that, and 26 hits. One thing that he's especially good at is he shows bunt, pulls it back, but it's strike one. Got a little bit of the Jamestown defense off guard, but going back to it, 20 RBIs, 33 total bases, a slugging of a .388, and here's a metric that also gets overlooked. A .532 on base percentage. .532, leading the team in that, and 22 stolen bases. He's able to get out there on that base path early and often, as this is in for strike two on the lower end. And when he's out there on the base path, if he's the lead runner or even just behind someone else who knows how to steal, you better watch out for both of them, and mainly Cooper Russell.
They love double steals, and when Glenn Brooks was out for a little bit of time with an injury, Cooper Russell was the one that stepped up as that second man who was aggressive stealing bases, with Jalen David being the other one.
0-2. The pitch, this out well outside. A good snag by the catcher for Jamestown, Dulanto, to get in front of that. 1-2. But again, as you mentioned, when Glenn Brooks was injured, we saw Cooper Russell's stat line of stolen bases just blow the roof off.
Just shot up. He was more aggressive. He was stealing bases second or third. Wasn't getting caught either.
1-2. Glance over at the runners. Defense shifted back into position. This outside. 2-2 count. Cooper Russell, also one of the young guys for Batavia. Just graduated high school this past spring. Commitment to Brown University, Lakewood, Ohio. A D1 baseball player here for Batavia. And he may be young, but he's making an immediate impact. And once he got his name called up in the lineup, he's never looked back. Dribble over to short. The play at second in time. The play at first not in time. So we'll get a runner out on the fielder's choice. For runners on the corner situation now for Batavia. As Inman moves to third, Evan Brock out at second. Cooper Russell taking his spot over at first base. Designated hitter number 34, a good name to call up, Joey Socorro.
Socorro has played in 20 games, starting in 16 with a .310 batting average, 58 at-bats, 12 runs, 18 hits, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 13 RBIs, and 27. And before his injury away at Jamestown, he was one of the hot batters. He was absolutely taking the over on the Muckdogs. And he was injured for a little bit, but he's came back and already got back to his form to be a reliable piece on the Muckdogs.
That's in for strike one. We'll sink that in the lower half of the zone. 0-1 count. Again, runners on the corners. See if Cooper Russell tries to take advantage of the empty gap at second. Pickoff attempt over at first. So Could see that one building up, a little bit of tension. Not going to get Cooper Russell. That's one good thing for Jamestown is to recognize that name and the number. Of course, that being number 1, Cooper Russell. Got to know him and his whereabouts. He has the opportunity to steal. 0-1, Russell going. And this one getting away. Out to center field, Inman coming home. And that's going to bring in the first run of this ball game. 0-1 is how it looks on the scorebook, but as it reads, 1-0 Batavia.
I got to say, that's got to be some miscommunication right there. Second baseman was there. He was ready for the tag, but then he kind of ducked a little bit, thinking that the shortstop was behind him, and he wasn't there yet, giving the free run to the Muckdogs.
That goes down as ball 1 as well back at home plate, and you're exactly right. He was there. The throw, from the catcher, from Dulanto, was not exactly where it needed to be, and I think he was just letting it go through to short behind him, and I don't think the shortstop, Jackson Enders, had that in mind either, that the ball was going to get to him. I think he believed that his teammate, Caleb Jordan, was going to snag it, but no, both teammates thought the other one was going to do it, and no one ended up doing it in the end, and that's the reason why that ball just sails by and out to center field. Inman comes into score as well. Cooper Russell stealing second as this is driven over to third. Russell gets back to second, a long throw over to first. Little high, but able to snag it down at first base for the second out. Long throw, but Nolan Smith able to get up there and to jump to reach it, but still comes down with it. 2 outs now. And up to bat, number 16, James Quintero, the first baseman for Batavia. Northridge, California, one of Pomona Pittsers Colleges. Sophomore over there, standing at 6'1", 175 pounds. So first one, he will go on a check, but doesn't go fully, but it's still strike 1, a 1 count.
Quintero's played in 27 games, starting in 23 with a .268 batting average, 71 at-bats, 12 runs, 19 hits, 4 doubles, a triple, a home run, 15 RBIs on 28 total bases.
A 1 count. Perfected down in the bottom right corner. 2 outs. Or 2 strikes. I mean, that is true. 2 outs.
2 strikes, 2 outs.
I read the wrong column, but in same sense, I wasn't wrong. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Swung. Into foul territory. Will it stay in play? No. Repeat the 0-2, and that's an additional area that we mentioned of just being a little more soggier, and you're going to have to watch your footing as you run over in foul territory. Just past the base path on either side. That grass and especially the dirt, a little patted down by the water. It was absolutely torrential downpour last night. But 0-2, 2 outs, repeating it. And this one fouled off again, this time to the backstop. We'll do it again. Oh, 2. Set. Defense back in position. The pitch. This down low. 1-2. Again, just to notify, that does go down as an error against the catcher, Paul Dulanto, for his throw to second. So Inman's score down in score box. Go down as unearned. 1-2, the pitch. Again, missing downstairs, 2-2. Ornar. Set, delivers, fouled off. Quintero's long at bat continues. Able to foul off 3 more after reaching an 0-2 count. Making this the 8th pitch. This at bat. Defense shifts back. The 2-2 pitch. And ooh, close one. Quintero won't chase it. Just outside a full count for Quintero. 9th pitch of this at bat. Quintero sitting patient. He's gotten a piece of each one that he's liked so far, but a payoff awaits him. Payoff. Swing underneath, high flyer to shallow, or towards center. Grant Moore calls it off, and he's got it. Out number 3 brings an end to the bottom of the second. 1-0 is your score. Batavia has the lead. Heading to the 3rd inning when we come back in just a few moments.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sherry John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do.
We don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here. Batavia Downs, official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
Who are you?
Fans, if you get hit with a foul ball, don't call our insurance.
Why is no one doing anything?
Call UMMC at Rochester Medical Center for help.
Should have called him.
Welcome back to the broadcast. 3rd inning right around the corner. 1-0 ball game for Batavia. Again, who enters as the 1 seed. The Tarp Skunks as the 2 seed. Jamestown defeating the Elmira Pioneers last night. Their matchup allows them to be able to play at Dwyer Stadium. Batavia is able to get it done here just last night as well against the Auburn Doubledays. On the other side, it's the Utica Blue Sox and the Amsterdam Mohawks. Their matchup is as well delayed, but there's your scores for how it played out for the semis. As we've reached the championship game within each division, the East one again, as stated, just to clarify, tomorrow due to rain. And it'll all resume back on the 30th. The first pitch fouled off to the catcher's glove, strike 1 here in the top of the 3rd. Leading things off for Jamestown, number 15, 3rd baseman James Dixon. With an 0-1 count, Mason Davey already set to deliver pitch number 2 and make that strike number 2 as well.
James Dixon's played in 21 games, starting in 19 with a 177 batting average, 62 at-bats, 17 runs, 11 hits, 2 doubles, 5 RBIs on 13 total bases.
Not going to find the zone this time. 1-2 count. One, two. The pitch, a little high, not going to go on the check swing. 2-2. One thing right now that I'm just looking back is the Jamestown defensive lineup and batting order as well from last night against the Elmira Pioneers. Very similar in a lot of metrics. Some players have been swapped out for tonight's matchup. It's the 2-2. Not going to find the zone. What was a head in the count is now a full count. Wait for my idea just to get through this payoff pitch, though, in just a second. Payoff, and it's ball number 4. An account that started in favor for Davey ends up being a walk for number 15, James Dixon, as he takes First base, shortstop, number 7, Jackson Enders up to bat. And Jarek, take me through his stats.
Jackson Enders played in 28 games, started in 19 with a 171 batting average, 70 at-bats, 12 runs, 12 hits, 3 doubles, 3 RBIs on 15 total bases.
James Dixon was one of the players who's new to tonight's matchup, only coming in for Dom Costello. As a pickoff attempt immediately over at first, not going to be able to get him. Everyone else showing face one more time for Jamestown here at Dwyer this time. As they did get the home matchup round 1. Check swing going, and it's called by the home plate umpire for strike 1. 0-1 count. Jackson Enders in his last matchup, that again being the Elmira Pioneers, only 2 at-bats. Was not able to record a hit run, a strikeout, and walked once as well. Swing and a miss. Make that 0-2. Another account. Davey gets ahead. We'll see if he holds this one down. 0-2. The pitch. And that's right down Broadway. You can't let that one get away from you. That's strike 4 for Mason Davey. This one, another one looking. And we're already to the bottom of the batting order for Jamestown. It's second baseman, number 38, Caleb Jordan. Caleb Jordan, a .269 batting average across 39 at-bats, 22 runs, 25 hits, 21 RBIs, and 29 total bases. A pickoff attempt over at first before he sees his first pitch. Not going to be able to catch James Dixon. And as well, another metric for Jordan is 12 stolen bases. That puts him tied for 4th on the team, behind the leader, Grant Moore. Second in that metric, Eric Weeks. And third, number 5, Matthew Dumas. A 1 count, though, for Caleb Jordan. Last night's matchup is 4 at-bats, able to record 2 hits, 2 RBIs, 1 run scored himself, and was left on base 3 times. So definitely a good outing to help out Jamestown in their 8-0 defeat of the Pioneers, as that game was postponed for, or delayed, should I say, for 30 to 45 minutes after lightning strike in the area in the 8th inning. And once the bottom of the 8th came around, they scored 6 runs. It was close throughout, but all till the end, Jamestown made sure they put in the final blow, a 0 score. Gonna miss on the low end, 2-1 count. Mason Davey gives the head nod, delivers. Strike 2, 2-2. Two. Outside, another full count.
This is Davey getting up there in the pitch count. 3 innings, already sitting at 46 pitches in this game.
47, getting underneath on the payoff. High flyer to shallow left. Glenn Brooks crashing in and gets underneath it. Two outs, back to the top of the order we go. Cooper Romick giving out his signals. Center fielder number 2, Grant Moore, a strikeout looking in his first at-bat. Another one of the full counts that we've reached for Mason Davey. And as you said, now 47 pitches already today, and only not even a full 3 innings. It's not a trend you want to see continue. Is this one up high? Mason Davey recording already 4 strikeouts, but for that trade-off of recording that many pitches, it's not going to play well to his cards. 1-0 count, 2 outs. Again, going against Grant Moore, top of the order. Going to miss just a little too low from the umpire. Looked like it might have nicked the bottom left corner, but not to his liking. 2-0 count. Pitch driven to center, gets down, keeps on moving. Jalen David finally gets a hold of this, throws it over to second, and the single recorded sets up runners on the corner situation for Jamestown. That going down as Jamestown's first hit of the day. Big one to keep this inning alive for Jamestown's favor and trying to get the score box to match. They can bring in the lead runner, James Dixon, over on third, but it's extra hitter number 6, Eric Weeks, up to bat. He was walked on a 3-1 count in his last at-bat.
I would also not be surprised if Grant Moore tries to be a little aggressive on this 3-1 spot and try to steal second, as he is fourth, or was fourth, in the league with stolen bases.
We'll see how Mason Davey and the rest of the defense try to take that in, because that misses upstairs for ball 1, a 1-0 count. It's really an idea of, do you want to just allow Moore to advance and hang on to the ball and not risk any kind of movement from Dixon to come on in and try to take on home, as swing and a miss, 1-1 count. And I think really the main idea is just let Mason Davey do his thing, get another strikeout, potentially be his 5th, and bring an end to the top of the 3rd. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Davey set, delivers. This one downstairs, 2-1 count. Two one and ooh. That one, you could hear the audible noise of the bat, but I guess it's going to hit off his gear.
It hit off the elbow guard.
So it will be a 2-1. It did hit off in the end, but not going to make contact with the bat first. The base is now loaded, and Grant Moore, or geez, I was thinking of the player, Coach Grant, coming out to talk with Mason Davey. As a situation they definitely don't want to allow early for Jamestown to take advantage of. The hit by pitch against Eric Weeks gives him first. Grant Moore will advance to second. As well, the rest of the infield comes in on the mound to talk things over. Just a situation of, can you get us out of this jam, as first baseman number 14, Nolan Smith, up to bat.
I also like this by Grant because Nolan Smith, the number 3 man, first on the team in the batting average, just give him a chance to calm down a little bit, get back in the zone that he was in the start of the game.
408 batting average, 49 at-bats. Able to do well in the short sample size we've gotten. Mason Davey already taking on an early jam situation. See if he can get Nolan Smith to bite. This one down low. 1-0 count. Is this driven past Davey to center field? One comes in, another has the signal. The play at the plate, the throw from Jalen David, and ooh, off the gear of Romick into the runner. And now with that, the 2 RBI double for Jamestown brings in 2 runs. It's 2-1. Jamestown now out in front in the 3rd inning. That's blasted right back to Davey from Nolan Smith. The numbers don't lie in his metrics. The 408 batting average just jumped up.
Jalen David has that cannon of an arm in center field. Almost had that play there. Would have been very close. Now you got to get out of this situation. 2-1. Do not want to have a snowball effect in this situation.
Exactly that. As Nolan Smith went on that swing early. The second pitch, an early swing here for Anthony Traumer. High flyer to shallow left. Glenn Brooks calling it off and gets underneath it. So the damage that will be done is 2 runs scored for Jamestown. 2-1 with their first lead of the night. Heading to the bottom of the 3rd when we come back following this commercial break.
Order for the Batavia Muckdogs.
Feeding the pack.
Gotta feed the pack.
Go dogs.
Go dogs.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sherry John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do.
We don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here. Batavia Downs, official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
The bottom of the third inning, right about to get underway, and just an earlier statement for that last hit from Nolan Smith. It will be recorded officially as a single to center field, a 2 RBI single. Advancing the second, Eric Weeks, Grant Moore scoring, and the runners advancing off the error. So again, a single, not a double, recorded for Nolan Smith. The error going against Jalen David. With that out of the way, we've reached the bottom of the third. And leading things off for Batavia with a 2-0 count, just missing that off the score bug. Again, leading things off for Batavia, it's catcher number 47, Cooper Romick.
Romick's played in 23 games, started in 20 with a 281 batting average, 64 at-bats, 13 runs, 18 hits, 2 doubles, 10 RBIs on 20 total bases.
2-1 count. Again, still out there on the mound. No reason why to take him off so far. Only allowing 1 run is Jake Boynar. 2 hits, 1 run so far. Total pitch count. As this is skied over to right. And will end up in the glove of the right fielder, Nate Muncy, for the first out. So we're to the bottom of the batting order for Batavia. It's in the 10th spot. Number 31, extra hitter, Jeremy Ramos.
And Davies had control of the game with the strikeouts. Right now, Boynair has his control with getting balls in play that have been caught by the players. It's just going to take a time for the Batavia Muckdogs to start to show some cracks to get some runs in.
This one's fouled off. 0-1 count. Again, those are the stats that Boynar came into tonight's matchup with. He still is yet to record a strikeout. Swing and a miss here, moves it to an 0-2 count. It's 1-1, 1-2 count. One-two count. The pitch, driven over to first, and a great snag for Jamestown. The first baseman, Nolan Smith, makes the second out. That one, a lot of heat off the bat over to first, and I mean, that one you can't really take disadvantage away from Jamestown. You can't be like,
it's just a better play.
It was just a great play.
It's just a better
Smith.
play. You did your job. You got a beautiful hit on that. It's just the better play in the situation.
That one lined over the first baseman, Nolan Smith. back to the top of the order. Taking strike one again with 2 outs. It's Jalen David. Oh, 2 count now for Jalen David, who grounded out over to third in his first at bat. Time called by David. Talked something over with the umpire. He's pointing at his eyes. I think something just probably most likely got in his eyes. Wanted to get set again. 0-2. The pitch. Driven foul over down the third baseline. Repeat the 0-2. Another time called right before the pitch. 0-2. Still the count. Delivery, driven foul again. Repeat it again. Umpire just needs a few more baseballs. Thought maybe for a second he was going over to the dugout. A few more words, but no, this time it's just simply he needs a few baseballs. Oh, 2 outs, no one on. The pitch to David. He'll take a chance at this one up high, and this fouled out of play again. A long at bat is what we're seeing in front of us. This driven back to Boynar. It hits off his glove. The throw to first. Not in time. Jalen David able to beat it out. Lined back to Boynar over on the mound. Trying to get a glove on it. Instead, he just deflects it over to Jackson Enders at short. Enders will be able to have a chance at a putout, but no, he won't be able to beat out the speedster Jalen David, who reaches first just in the nick of time. Up to bat now for Jamestown, or excuse me, for Batavia, right fielder number 46, Braden Reyna. So long at bat proves well to fight all the way through it as Jalen David does reach first off the single. Pickoff attempt immediately. First, not going to be able to get him. Reyna fly out to left field in his last at bat. Jalen David immediately going in this throw, trying to get off the knees. Not going to be able to catch Jalen David. A little late on the throw, too. He's going to make sure of that. Jalen David steals second base. 1-0 count. That was ball one back at home plate. See if Jalen David tries to go around the world out there to first to third. Does that so many times. Every game is this one downstairs. 2-0 count. And that's a hit-by pitch inside. And Reyna will take first base.
Trying to shake it off right now. Got him right in the kneecap. He's running over to first. He's good.
Always
Gonna leave a mark. Gonna leave a bruise.
Always got to immediately just try to shake it off, but in the end, he's standing on first base. Jalen David, the lead runner, still out there on the base path at second. So 2 on, 2 outs. Leads to left fielder number 20, Glenn Brooks. A fly out to center field in his first at bat. It's going to miss down low. 1-0 count. And David dancing out there on the base path. This one downstairs as well. 2-0 count. I think right now the Jamestown defense, they know who they've got over at second. They're trying to cover the second base bag as much as possible while staying in position not to leave over a gap. Especially right now, the gap seems between the first baseman and the second baseman. But you can't really do that and do both at the same time. Jalen David still again dancing this. Ooh, a rough call there on the outside half, but within to punch it in the top right. 2-1. Two-one count. It's outside. I got to think Jalen David's just trying to work the psychological game here. Every now and then, Boynar does take a glance back at second base, and you see Jalen David, who's well off second base. No one's covering it, so he knows he's not going anywhere, but it's always going to be something at the back of your head as a pitcher when you see a runner who's got a decent chunk of the distance, as Jalen David tried to advance to fake out the catcher, fouled off, so full count for Glenn Brooks.
3-2 with 2 outs. Get ready for everyone to start running. And if you're Glenn Brooks, you just need something to hit the ground to hopefully score David and tie this game up.
We'll see what we get. Deck, you can see it's Jackson Inman if he's needed. Full count, payoff, everyone's going. Finds the gap between first and second over to right. Jalen David gets the signal home. The throw cut off by the second baseman. 2-2, and you can hear the crowd. They're loving this. Jalen David. Immediately, like you said, Jarrett, everyone on the base path knew the deal. Run on anything. The second that pitch releases, you take off. Finds the gap between the first baseman, Nolan Smith, and second baseman, Caleb Jordan. I feel smart because I mentioned that, but it wasn't like I was predicting it. But, you know, finds the gap between the two, rolls out to right field. A RBI single for Glenn Brooks as the game now sits tied. And over on third is an immediate pickoff attempt over at first before we see a pitch for number 2 third baseman Jackson Inman. But again, that's Braden Reyna now standing on third base. Again, Jackson Inman gets to hold down the cleanup spot for Batavia. Tonight's matchup. That's strike one. What would happen if there's more rain coming to postpone the championship on Thursday or Friday? I'll answer that question to the best of my knowledge, but that will be coming after the conclusion of this inning. Runner going, and it's Glenn Brooks, and he steals second base. That one downstairs back on play, 1-1 count. And that's one name that you'll never be able to forget as well. Mention it so many times on the broadcast here. It's just simply Glenn Brooks and Jalen David. Before the injury to Glenn Brooks, were a broken record for how many times we say it, but they were the dynamic duo. The two speeds are well known on every single roster. For any opponent team, they had those two names circled. And Glenn Brooks, he's trying to make sure that that name stays circled. Stealing second base, 2 runners now in scoring position for the Muckdogs. A 1-1 count for Jackson Inman, who's recorded the first hit for Batavia in the second inning with a single. Time called. This is an eerily similar situation to Mason Davey. It's not bases loaded, but again, 2 outs, and just try not to let things get away from you on a 2-out situation. The pitch. Up high, gets out of the glove of Dulanto, and Reyna comes in for the score. 3-2. And that's up high. Dulanto had a glove on for a moment, but no, the ball uses it like a ramp and just slides on out all the way to the backstop. Reyna. Glenn Brooks immediately take notice. Reyna in for the score off the pass ball, and Glenn Brooks advances the third. It's a 2-1 count now, as that's ball 2. 2-1 pitch inside. Inman has to dodge out of the way, sliding back his feet. 3-1 count. The wild pitch plays well for Batavia. I can tell you they're definitely pleased just to tie things up, but they'll never say no to an additional run. As they take back the lead here in the bottom of the third. 3-1. Swung on, high flyer to left field. Tarp Skunks in the area. And a little trip up. It seemed like Enders was going to come down with it, immediately getting out of the way as he heard the left fielder just behind him, CJ Dugan, to call it out. And that does wrap up the third inning. 3-2 is your score. Batavia back out in front by 1. Plenty of baseball left to be played. 6 more innings when we come back.
Order for the Batavia Muckdogs.
Feeding the pack.
Gotta feed the pack.
Go dogs.
Go dogs.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sherry John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do.
We don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here. Batavia Downs, official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
And to start the top of the 4th inning, we have a pitching change for Batavia. In for Mason Davey as his day comes to an end after 3 innings served. It's number 12, Jake Sliz, out there on the mound for the Muckdogs. The first batter faced. They'll go toe-to-toe with number 44, right fielder Nate Muncie, as that's in for strike 1. We'll go through Mason Davies' stats in just a second. 0-1. As that's downstairs. 1-1 count in for Mason Davey. His day comes to an end. Again, 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 2 runs. Both of those being earned. 2 batters walked, 4 strikeouts across 14 batters faced, and 57 total pitches. Just definitely a long day for him. Those long at-bats, able to get most of the part done, only allowing the 2 runs. So still a servable game for him as this one grounded over to Russell. Long throw on the run and gets the first out. How about it? 1 out and up to bat, left fielder number 39, CJ Dugan. But Jarrett, take me through Jake Slizz's stats.
Sliz has made 11 appearances with a 2.78 ERA, 2 wins with 35 innings pitched, 24 hits, 16 runs, 11 of them being earned, 22 walks, and 57 strikeouts on 130 at-bats.
One thing to note, those strikeouts for Sliz. Good for second in the league in the regular season as this high flyer to center and snagged for the second out. Immediately caught in a jam. Number 39, CJ Dugan, going down immediately for a flyout to center field. Catcher number 4, Paul Dulanto, up to bat.
Timeout is called for the coach and Delanto to have a little conversation before this at-bat.
Just got to make sure that there's no room for error in any game like this. You're going to want to use those advantage of the timeouts just to make sure that everyone's on the same page, whether it's defensively or offensively. It's always the same mindset. Leave everything out there on the field. Two outs, no one on. Sliz, wind-up deals, and that's strike 1. Ball 1-1 count. One. Driven to center. A little too much hang time to compete with Jalen David out there. And Jalen David able to get underneath it. The top of the 4th already comes to a conclusion. 3 up, 3 down is how it will be written down. It's all said and done for that one. Bottom of the 4th, right around the corner. Batavia still hanging on to a 3-2 lead as we speak. Both teams in terms of hits. Batavia able to record 4 and 2 hits for Jamestown. Both teams registered with an error so far in tonight's game. We'll see how this game continues to pan out as we as well have a pitching change on the other side for Jamestown. It will be number 31, Eli Bryant, coming in for number 25, Jake Boynar. As his day comes to a conclusion after 3 innings pitched. Boynar, his day, 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of those being earned. No strikeouts, no batters walked, 14 batters faced, 61 total pitches. Did have the hit by pitch going against Braden Arena earlier in the game, but again, no batters actually walked other than that. But that's how his stats will be written down. And again, as said, number 31, Eli Bryant, in his place. Jarrett, take me through his stats.
He's made 8 appearances with a 1-1 record on 6.404 ERA and 22 innings pitched. He's allowed 29 hits, 16 runs, 15 of them being earned, 13 walks, 17 strikeouts on 88 at-bats.
So right now, both teams elected to make early pitching changes just to try to match each other's tone set. Is 57 and 61 between the two pitchers, 61 for Boynar and 57 for Davey. So not the counts that you would expect a starting pitcher to reach, but again, in the playoffs, you're going to use anyone that you can get, especially if you think about, you see something, why not act on it? You got the guys who, especially for Batavia, they had a day off before the end of the regular season. Some of their guys were especially well rested in the final 2 matchups as they were saving them for the playoffs. You got to get your best guys out there because, as we said before, it's win and you move on. If you lose, you're going home. You got to leave it all out there on the baseball diamond.
And when the game is close like this, you never want a pitcher to be seen too much by batters, because that's when batters start to figure out what you might do in certain situations. And Grant does not want that situation to be why the Muckdogs lose this game.
Is leading things off, second baseman number 11, Evan Brock, up to bat as that goes for ball one. 1-0 count. And the pitching change, Eli Bryant in. Jack Boynar out. This chopped right back to Bryant, who's going to have to make the throw himself to first, and he will be able to beat out Evan Brock to first base. 1 out. Not the hit that Evan Brock wanted, just immediately down to the grass out in front, and it's a slow roller, but Bryant able to act on it quickly enough for 1 out. Shortstop number 1, Cooper Russell, up to bat. Reached first off the fielder's choice and then a stolen base. Eventually was left out there on the base path, not coming in for the score when it was all said and done. But for now, I don't think Batavia has that in the back of their mind, as they're still up 3-2. As it's in for strike one. 0-1 count. This one missing downstairs. One count. This high flyer to center and caught by Grant Moore out there for the second out. Two outs. And up to bat, number 34, Joey Socorro. Designated hitter, ground out over to third in his first at bat. No. 1-0 count. Ball 2, 2-0 count. Eli Bryant, bad stretch here against Joey Socorro, 3 straight. We'll see if Socorro gets the green light or if Bryant can break his streak and punch this in for strike one. He won't be able to do that. High inside, ball 4, and Socorro will be walked over to first base. So now up to bat, first baseman number 16, James Quintero. Quintero will fly out to center, and his long at bat, reaching all the way to full. He started initially with an 0-2 and a total count for his at bat, I believe it was 10. When it was all
10,
said
yeah.
and done.
It was either 10 or 9. I want to say 10.
I think I would remember myself saying 9, and then the last one would have made it 10. But total count of 10 in that last at bat. This is going to miss just upstairs. Ball 1. This one finally breaks the streak. That was 5 straight balls pitched by Bryant. Now gets it a 1-1 count against James Quintero. Outside, 2-1. This driven, a good stop from Nolan Smith. And the official out. What a play, though, to stay alive for the Jamestown defense. And that quick action play, it was Nolan Smith diving out to try to get in front of it. He will end up getting in front of it, but rolls out of his glove and quickly reacting. Second baseman Caleb Jordan, as the ball kind of rolls right to his feet, able to make the put out back at first as Nolan Smith gets back up in action to record the third and final out. So the fourth inning all said and done. The score is still 3-2 in Batavia's favor. We'll come back following this commercial break for more.
I'll take 1 million beers, please.
Nah, man, we don't have that. Here, try this.
What's this?
This is beer from Eli Fish, the official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
That's unbelievable. Thank you.
No problem, man.
I'll have what he had.
Oh, didn't see you there. Welcome to the YMCA. Let me show you around. They have free weights and machines here at their state-of-the-art gym. They also have open courts here. And after all those activities, you can come to the pool and cool off. Remember, folks, you can find all these activities here at Glow YMCA, Genesee County Branch.
So the top of the fifth, ready to get underway for Jamestown on their end, leading things off. Again, a reminder, Jake Sliz out there on the mound. It will be third baseman, number 15, James Dixon, to lead things off. James Dixon, a walk, the full count in his last at-bat. Got a nice little sunset. I know it's still overcast, but nice little glow, I would say.
The sun's out. That's positive right now.
Yeah, it's just hazy in that cloud direction. It's like, it's that nice little thin cloud overlay that just like dims the light just enough. This is in for strike one on the lower end. Probably wasn't smart for me to look right at the sun there because now I have like a, ever do that where you close your eyes after looking at the sun and you see that little spot?
You got that glare. Yep. But if you were to tell me this morning that we would have some sun out, a beautiful day for baseball, I wouldn't believe you. Exactly.
This one in for strike two. Sliz attacking the lower end of the zone. This driven high flyer to left, Glenn Brooks able to march over and get underneath it.
Yeah.
And we should be back. Apologies for that. A little lag spike there. And thank goodness we're not going to lose connection this time. It's just you saw more of a PowerPoint style. But again, to update the scorebook, 1 out, an 0-2 count up for Jackson Enders. This one won't be strike three and going to miss well with out of the zone. 1-2 as that's down in the dirt early. But again, 1-2 count. Apologies for that. We should be back to the quality we're having earlier in the game. Apologies for that once more. 1-2, 1 out. Shortstop number 7, Jackson Enders, up to bat. Driven immediately, but skied a little too long. Jalen David able to find it, locate it, and the second out. So 2 outs. Brings up second baseman number 38, Caleb Jordan, a fly out to left center in his last at-bat, snagged by Glenn Brooks. First one, this will miss outside, a 1-0 count. Crack of the bat, and this one not able to get stopped by Evan Brock at second, a lunging attempt, but the first hit recorded here in the 5th inning for Jamestown will put Caleb Jordan over at first base. That hit in total for Jamestown will be recorded as their 3rd hit, and we're back to the top of the order. Center fielder number 2, Grant Moore, up to bat. In for strike 1. It's Grant Moore. 1 of 2 on the day. Strikeout. Looking, and then a single. Put up that scary jam earlier in the game against Mason Davey. Going right now to try to steal second. The throw a little too late. Good speed on the throw, but also on the far side for Russell to apply the tag. That's the thing. Whenever you try to steal second, it's those precious milliseconds that you could say.
It's a throw,
that
too.
really,
It's got to be, like, there for them not to have them turn around.
That's sometimes all it takes. A steal attempt from Caleb Jordan is good. Trying to dance towards third. Check swing. And he went 1-2. Called by the home plate umpire. Again, 1-2 count, 2 outs. One, two, and a swing and a miss. Out number 3, a strikeout for Sliz. His first of the day brings an end to the top of the 5th inning. The bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 5th, excuse me.
Yep, there you go.
Correct. I know I said 5th the first time. I did say 6th. I did misspeak on that one. And the one thing I want to show you guys is what you really missed, should I say, for earlier in today, for what we saw when we arrived here at Dwyer Stadium and we're out looking all along the entire thing on just, hey, were we going to have a game today? That was really the question. It was the torrential downpour that you saw from everything. That was the sighting over in left field on the far side. That was left. And I'm not trying to say only left field was like that.
Right field was the same way.
All over. But again, that's what we showed up to. And left field, right field, same way. It was more the dirt, but still well in the grass. That was in play over in left, and that took hours to try to get.
It was at least 2 hours. But we had to get the job done. We had to get the job done for this ball game.
That was the mindset. We woke up, we got the text, and it was, hey, game is on. Get over here. We need a little bit of help, and went right to work. And I play tennis. I've squeegeed tennis courts, which is more just like a big sponge roller and you push water off a court. I don't think I've ever done that with grass, but what you got here now is nice, sunny, cool afternoon, only 78 degrees, not too hot, not too warm, just perfect right around where it should be. And it's slightly dwindling down. We're going I mean, I think that was when it started. I feel like it's slightly behind. I think we're down towards like 72 right about now. And it's a little cool out there, but nice little weather after a long, rainy day. Bottom of the 5th. Coming up, first batter faced, as he'll take it for ball 1. It's number 47, Cooper Romick. And your score still held a 3-2 lead for Batavia. 1-0 count. The pitch, driven foul. One deal. This one downstairs, check swing called towards the infield umpire. Not gonna say he went 2-1. You can see the catcher and both the umpire in sync on that one, trying to see if they could get at least more from Dulanto. Wanted that check swing to go down, but won't get it. 2-1. Chopped foul. Pushes the count 2-2. Cooper Romick from North Chi-Line, New York. SUNY Brockport. Junior over there, sitting at 5'10", 195 pounds. He's got the nod as catcher. These 2 back-to-back playoff games for Batavia. 2-2. Won't go on this check swing neither. Upstairs, full count. Full count payoff. Downstairs, ball 4. And Romick given first base. Now up to bat. We're back to the bottom of the batting order. Number 31, extra hitter, Jeremy Ramos. Jeremy Ramos from Stony Point, New York. Binghamton University is where he goes to school. Freshman over there. 6 foot, 190 pounds. The guy's in the rotation at outfield for Batavia. Pickoff attempt over at first. Not going to be successful. Again, the count still remains clean at 0-0. Or 0-0. Or 0-0. Whatever rendition you want. Tennis, soccer, baseball. I don't know. I got everything. Fresh count. Pickoff attempt once more. Not going to get Romick. Want to look at the stats for stealing for Romick. Take a quick glance at his on-base percentage of .452. 7 stolen bases, been caught only once. As that misses upstairs for the first pitch in this count, 1-0. Ramos lined out to the first baseman. His first at-bat and lone at-bat at that. Waiting the third go-around in the carousel following his at-bat. Another pickoff attempt. Already 3 attempts to get Romick off the base path. Still nothing there. 1-0. Swing and a miss for Ramos. 1-1 count. One showing bunt. will commit all the way through, but it's fouled off the bat to the backstop. 1-2 count. Just because I forgot to show this graphic, I'll show it now. Better late than never sometimes.
Got to show off those fancy graphics that you made this morning.
Jeremy Ramos, 1-2, no outs. Cooper Romick over at first. The pitch, this one up high immediately. Dealt from Bryant. You could see that one from anywhere. That one just getting away. 2-2. Again up high. Not sure exactly what it's getting away from Eli Bryant if he's trying to do anything with his pitch, but last two very early releases and just way up high. That's Dulanto standing up. Full count, payoff. This one down center, but fouled off from Ramos. We'll do it again. This driven back to the dugout, another foul of the payoff pitch. Another payoff, swing and a miss. Has Ramos going on the low end. 1 out. We're back to the top of the order. Center fielder number 50, Jalen David, up to bat. Jalen David, 1 of 2 on the day. Ground out over to third and then a single, which he was able to steal second and come into the score as the tying run, setting up 2-2, and then Reyna quickly advancing off the wild pitch that brought him home for the lead. Wants to extend the lead, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't want to? This one downstairs, 1-0 count. We'll see what part he can do that for. One-0. It's upstairs, 2-0. Pass ball gets by Delanto to the backstop. Romick will steal second. That's ball 3, a 3-0 count back at home plate for Jalen David. Can see some communication down on the far side for Jamestown. Some their staff running down to the bullpen. We'll see if anyone gets activated, and it looks like we will for Jamestown. 3-0 count. And that's ball 4. Jalen David awarded first base with a walk. And now 2 on for the Muckdogs, 1 out. And we already seem to have a talk for the Jamestown staff. Going out to the mound here. So again, walking Jalen David. We'll put 2 on. First and second covered. It's Cooper Romick at second as they're talking things over with Eli Bryant. This inning not going his direction. He did have the strikeout and a long at-bat against Ramos, but other than that, a walk for Romick and a walk for Jalen David. Just all they're trying to avoid right now is a repeat and allowing more runs to come in, which occurred in the bottom of the third for Batavia. They were able to score 2 runs and quickly tie up the Tarp Skunks of what they did in the top of the third, which gives them their 1-run lead. But up to bat, it's number 46, the right fielder, Braden Reyna, will take his chances. Again, 1 out, 2 on first and second. Trying to extend the lead a little further, more than by 1. The pitch, swing and a miss. All 1 count. Well, the lights coming on here at Dwyer Stadium in just a few moments. You can see some of them turning way on. The sun is now setting in the far distance. All 1 count for Reyna. Downstairs, 1-1 count. Again, 1-1. Checks on the runners for a glance. This fouled off back to the catcher. The foul tip 1-2 for Braden Reyna, who 0 for 1 on the day. A foul out, a fly out, excuse me, to left. That was unnecessary.
A little aggressive.
I know, I'm not exactly sure what that was about. 1-2. Spiked it into the ground and it just rolled on back to the Batavia Muckdogs dugout. So, I mean, right on target, but that's ball 2. Almost coming to contact with Reyna down by his feet. 2-2, though.
I would say that was a very good shot by the umpire right there, you know, throwing it right into their dugout.
Off the balance, yeah, but I'm just not exactly sure what the spike was needed for. 2-2. And time called by Reyna to get back set. Again, a huge at bat here. Keep it 1 out or 2 outs. It's 2-2. This one upstairs gets away from Dulanto off the tip of his glove. Gets behind him. Full count back at home plate and runners advance. Second and third now covered. Jalen David now standing on second and Cooper Romick over at third base. Again, we do have action in the bullpen on the far side, the right side of the screen for Jamestown. Following the talk with Eli Bryant, we saw the staff going down there to notify to get some of their players up and running. But a full count for Braden Reyna. 2 on, 1 out, the pitch. This one well outside, ball 4, loads the bases. Third walk of this inning. That was also the third full count alone. He got to a full count against Cooper Romick, a full count against Ramos. He got the better end there. And the coaching staff from Jamestown coming out to talk with Eli Bryant, and his day is all over.
Yep, they already made that signal for the bullpen there. We're going to see a pitching change here. It's just we'll get that number for you guys in just a second.
So Eli Bryant, his day, a quick conclusion, one that definitely not going to like in the long run. Looking back on it, 1 1/3 innings pitched, allowing no hits, no runs, no earned runs. Well, I guess that was, I didn't really need to say that one. That one kind of redundant. 4 batters walked, though, 1 strikeout, 8 batters faced, and 37 total pitches. Didn't allow the runs, but it's that simple metric of 8 batters faced, you're walking half of them. That's not going to fly here in the West Divisional Championship. You're going to need better pitching than that. But in his place for Eli Bryant, get that just in a few moments, just to check in on the number. It's number 22, Camp Churchill, in for Eli Bryant, or excuse me, no. It might not be Churchill. It might be 23, Colin Pence. You did see
It is
Colin,
23. Yep.
23.
It is. 22
Apologies for
is
that.
22 and 23.
Number 23, Colin Pence. So apologies for that one. Quick little mistake.
I'll take blame for it. I'll take blame. It did look like a 22.
It's all good in the end as long as we got it. It's not a late call, but Colin Pence coming in for Eli Bryant. As Colin Pence, statistically speaking, the metric of an ERA has the best on the Jamestown Tarp Skunks team. A 1-1 record across 11 appearances, hasn't had a start. 4 saves as well as he does his due diligence as a closer most of the time. 23 1/3 innings pitched, allowing 20 hits, 10 runs, 9 of those being earned, 7 batters walked, and 16 strikeouts to his name. Again, coming in for Eli Bryant here in the bottom of the 5th with bases loaded and 1 out. We're ready to rock and roll again. A tough situation for Colin Pence to take on here. As the first batter phase, number 20, left fielder Glenn Brooks. Glenn Brooks, heavy bat he's got to take on here. Bases loaded, 1 out, trying to extend the lead further than 1. And a new pitcher to face as well. First one inside for ball 1. One-oh count, driven, and just foul down the third baseline.
That one was tight right there. Almost got the fair line.
You saw the bounce down the third baseline, to which took a very close hop and not going to be able to get it just off by the thinnest of margins. 1-1 though is the count back at home plate. This one driven foul on the other side. This one not nearly as close. 1-2. Bases loaded, 1 out. Colin Pence trying to make an immediate impact. Record what would be the second strikeout for the Tarp Skunks tonight. 1-2, driven foul, do it again. Colin Pence set out there on the mound. Delivers. Swing and a miss on the low end. Had Brooks swing on that. And Brooks frustrated with himself, but you can't take it back. 2 outs. It's the second strikeout for the Tarp Skunks' entire team. With 2 outs, bases loaded. Next batter up, it's number 2, Jackson Inman. Jackson Inman, 1 of 2 on the day, a single and a foul out left side. That's ball 1, a 1-0 count. hear this crowd really is quiet. I don't know. You can hear a pin drop if you ask me.
Anticipation's really starting to kick in. That pressure is also starting to play a factor as that one
I mean,
a little outside.
seems to be on the, if you ask me personally, the higher end part of the zone. A little more room, but 1-1 count. You could hear the dismay from that broke the silence from the crowd. 1-1 though. Pence set. Delivers. This one just outside. For me, those kind of looked very similar. And
They both look similar, yeah. One was just a fastball, though, and the other one was an off spear. Big difference, but
I mean, at the same time, we'll move on. 2-1. This one well outside. 3-1 count. And Colin Pence, the crowd now comes alive. It was quiet, but with a 3-1 count for Colin Pence, the fans coming alive. They want to put the pressure on.
Hitter friendly count right here. 3-1 has to get something by.
Driven though from Inman, but high flyer to left. And CJ Dugan able to get underneath it. So 3 runners left on for Batavia. Jamestown able to avoid the jam, courtesy from the pitching change. Colin Pence coming in, getting it done with the strikeout to his name. And the flyout from Inman as well, aiding to that cause. Puts up the second strikeout again, coming from Pence for Jamestown alone tonight. But the 5th inning comes and goes. The 6th inning right around the corner when we come back.
In support of the Batavia Muckdogs, we would like to thank these corporate sponsors and community partners. Alex's Place, Allegheny Farm Services, AmeriGroup, Arc of Glow, Ashley Furniture, Batavia Downs, Batavia Foot Care Center, Batavia's Original, Best Choice Heating and Air, Bikers Against Child Abuse, Von Traeger Auctioneer, Bourbon and Burger, Bright Path Kids, Bully Hill Vineyards, Burger King, Casella Waste, Salino Plumbing, Chaplain Valley Equipment, Council Rock Wealth Advisory Group, Crosby's, Daily News, Dave's Ice Cream, East Town Beverage, Eli Fish Brewing Company, Everdry Waterproofing, Farm Credit East, Burrell Gas, Ficarella's Pizza, Frank's Call Mr. Plumber, Freed Maxix, Genesee Community College, Geico, Local Batavia Office, Genesee County Chamber of Commerce, Genesee Lumber, Genesee Penny Saver, Go Health, Good Life, Graham Corporation, HB Hood, Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, J. Leonard McAndrew Funeral Home, Ken Barrett Chevrolet, Leaf Guard, Liberty Pumps, Louis J. Lang & Sons, Massive Testing, Mental Health Association of Genesee and Orleans, Magaveros Automotive, M-Power Agency, Next Era Energy, Northside Deli, New York School for the Blind, Oak Orchard Health, Oakwood Hills, O-Aca Milk Products, Olacy's, Overhead Door, PNCG, Pellegrino Auto Sales, RFG Associates, Skyworks, Stan's Harley Davidson, Stop DWI, Suburban Propane, TF Browns, Tompkins Bank of Castile, Tonawanda Valley Federal Credit Union, Toyota of Batavia, Trevor R. Rowley State Farm, Tri-County Auto Glass, Tully's, United Memorial Medical Center, UR Wilmot Cancer Institute, WBTA, Wright Beverage, and the YMCA. Thank you for your continued support of the Batavia Muckdogs.
A little silence there, just coming back from the sponsorship read. Able to get it out of the way so you were able to see the play, though, just in the nick of time. And it's a leadoff hit for Jamestown against Jake Sliz. It was, before that, to lead things off, Eric Weeks, who swung, getting it to center field off an 0-1 count. 1 on here in the top of the 6th inning. Jake Sliz out there on the mound, now up to bat, first baseman number 14, Nolan Smith. Strike one favoring the inside part of the zone. Nolan Smith watches it go by. This one downstairs will slip away from Romick, but not too far, just to the right side of him by his feet. He's able to recover it. And no intention of running about that is Eric Weeks. 1-1 count. Two-one count now. Game continues to heat up. Sixth inning now. It's still a one-run differential as this is driven, lined on a shallow trajectory to center field, but snagged by the center fielder, Jalen David, for the first out. See right now that's sun going down, and it's still a very nice
beautiful
view beyond the trees. Yeah,
beautiful
we're always
view.
if there is one thing I'm gonna miss about the broadcast, it's just simply every night here at Dwyer, we always got a magnificent sunset, I would say.
Especially with like the woods in the background, fits it perfectly.
First pitch here, another one driven, this time finding the gap over to center right. Gets down, reaching all the way to the warning track. Finally picked up by Jalen David. The signal to home, cut off, and it's a little too late. Jamestown ties it up. It's now 3-3. The one-out RBI double coming from designated hitter number 11, Anthony Trummer. Found the gap perfectly in between right and center. Jalen David hustling over, but by the time he was able to even bend down to scoop up the ball, the signal for Eric Weeks to go home was given. RBI double again for Anthony Trummer. Right fielder number 44, Nate Muncy, up to bat, as it's now all tied. And I don't want to curse that on myself, but I did just say the scoring, and then, of course, immediately after.
Well, right now, there's also somebody warming up in the bullpen right now. If the situation gets dire, something to keep an eye on as we continue in this ball game.
One run for now. Is this one downstairs? Count moves to a 2-0. Again, that's Trummer over at second. Immediately went swinging on the first pitch. Nick Muncy, though, 0 for 2 on the day. Ground outs to second and short. Sliz will check in on the runner. No one covering. Deals home. Swing and a miss on the inside. Had Muncy chasing that. 2-1 count. Sliz again, glancing back. Delivers home. Swing and a miss for Muncy. He's fought back. 2-2. Just trying to get the Buffalo, New York native from Alfred State back in the swing of things. Get them out of this inning where it sits. 2-2 count, though, going against Muncy. You got to get that out of the way first. Pitch. Inside. I never realized I did answer that question about a rainout situation. Full count payoff. Swing and a miss. A little distracted there, but right it back in the call. Payoff, swing and a miss for Muncy, a strikeout. Another one accredited to Jake Sliz, his second of the day. A big one there as it helps out Batavia to just leave this inning where it sits at already. 3-3 ties. Jamestown is able to score one in the top of the sixth. But now to bat number 39, left fielder C.J. Dugan. He's over 2 on the day. Sliz glancing back at the runner, deals home, and right down Broadway for strike one. C.J. Dugan, a foul out in his first at-bat and a flyout to center. Glimpsing back one more time. This one going to foul territory and out of play. An 0-2 count quickly for Dugan. Crowd going quiet once more here at Dwyer. 0-2. The pitch, driven right over to Russell. A good snag to stay with it, and the toss right on the money. 3 outs. Brings an end to the top of the 6th. That one on some heat over to Russell. Little bit of motion, I'd say, on that. It drove his glove back. Able to stick with it, though.
Too. Unbelievable. Changed his whole body on the last second to make that play and to keep it in the infield. If he didn't, we could have seen the Tarp Skunks take a lead. That's going to be those plays that you talk about in the end of the game as game-changing situations.
Cooper Russell makes sure it stays put. 3-3 is now the ball game. It's all tied up between the Muckdogs and Tarp Skunks. Plenty of baseball still left to be played. We have 3.5 innings left to go when we come back.
Hey man, welcome to Whole Life. How you doing?
What is this place?
Oh, don't worry. It's the best gym you can find in the Batavia area. Open free weights at any point, anytime. Don't forget, this gym is open for 24 hours. Don't worry, if you're not even just trying to use weights, you can use calisthenics as well. But again, official gym of your Batavia Muckdogs for a reason.
Where do I sign up?
Don't worry, let me bring you to the front desk.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do.
We don't want you to like coming here. We want you to love coming here. Batavia Downs, official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
All right, Dewey, what are we thinking here?
Hi, how are you today?
I'm great, how are you?
Good. Are you guys all set?
Yes, we are ready.
Okay, what can I start you with to drink?
To drink, can we just get 2 waters, please?
Of course. And then did you decide on your meals?
Yes, we are ready, aren't we, Dewey?
Wonderful. What can I get for you?
Can we start with the Alex's Cut?
Of course. All right.
All right.
What else can I get for you?
Dewey?
Ribs?
Dewey will take Alex's famous baby back pork ribs.
Fantastic.
Try Alex's Ribs at Alex's Place, an official sponsor of the Batavia Muckdogs.
Don't worry, you didn't miss much entering the bottom of the 6th. It's just going to be a ball 1 for the leadoff hitter, Evan Brock. That's all you missed on screen. Again, bottom of the 6th, leading things off, number 11, second baseman, Evan Brock. Out there on the mound for Jamestown, it's Colin Pence. We'll go on the check swing. 1-1 count. Called by the home plate umpire. One thing that I had the time to look at during that commercial break is last time we saw Colin Pence, not only Batavia, but anytime. And funny enough, it will be against Batavia going back to their last 2 matchups. Those were the most 2 recent games that Colin Pence appeared in. As this one's driven over to Caleb Jordan at second and the put out at first in time. 1 out for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks defense. So shortstop number 1, Cooper Russell up to bat. He's 0 for 2 on the day, reaching first off a fielder's choice and a fly out to center. But again, just looking back at it, the last 2 times we saw him, the most recent one, July 13th, in the 6-5 win for Jamestown during the regular season. That one going a full 9 innings. It's this passed ball, but it doesn't matter. No one out there inside. 1-0 count. In that situation, for Colin Pence, wasn't the starter but got the save as the closer. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 runs, all 2 of those being earned. 1 batter walked and 1 strikeout in the attempt for Batavia to try to climb back in that matchup late in the bottom of the 9th. Is this one little blue back to Pence, underhand toss to first in time, 2 outs. And then before that, not too long, 3 days actually prior, was the 12-12 tie at Jamestown, all the way to 10 innings, where both teams scored 4 runs in the 10th inning. And Colin Pence, one of the many pitchers that showed face, he was the second one up in that mix. In the 3 innings he served, allowing 3 hits, 1 run, that not being an earned one, 2 batters walked, and 1 strikeout across 16 batters faced. And a total of 46 pitchers in that outing. But again, those were the last 2 recent matchups we saw Colin Pence, and funny enough, it's against the Muckdogs. This one is fouled off by Joey Socorro, designated hitter number 34. Again, 2 outs, all 1 count as it stands right now. You can look at all those numbers, and you can just simply say that the Muckdogs are familiar with the last name, and this one's driven off a 2-hop towards third baseman, who cuts in front of Jackson Enders for the 3rd out. So a very quick 6th inning. Part from the Jamestown Tarp Skunks defense. 3 up, 3 down is how it'll be written down. The 7th inning, 3 more left to go in this tied ball game for the West Division Championship. And what we're going to go through this break is just a simple ad read. Other than that, we'll step aside, but we'll see you for the 7th inning. A message from Go Health New York. Has your child been tested for lead? The only way to know if your child has lead poisoning is to get them tested. All children should be tested at ages 1 and 2. Talk to your healthcare provider or the lead poisoning prevention staff from the Genesee County Health Department at 585-344-2580, extension 5555, about a blood lead test for your child today, or for more information on transportation to get tested. A message from Mental Health Association. Wellness on the Go, WNGO offers mobile mental health supports through Medicaid managed care plans across Niagara, Genesee, and Orleans counties. For more information or make a referral, call us at 585-345-0448. All right, the 7th inning, and we have a pitching change for the Muckdogs. Garrett Beaver in for Jake Sliz. As the sidearm king for Batavia comes out there on the bump. First pitch, it's in for ball 1. The first batter he will face on the opposite side for the Tarp Skunks, it's catcher number 4, Paul Dulanto. Not going to have Dulanto chasing this one. A good action across the plate, but ends up a little being too far on the outside when it's all said and done on its travels. 2-0. Again, the game tied up 3-3 apiece. Beaver on the deal. Not going to punch this one in the bottom left. 3-0 count. Set with the 3-0. We'll see. Dulanto gets the signal. If Beaver can punch this in. This one, ball 4 outside, and 4 straight walks Paul Dulanto to first base. So not a start that Beaver's going to want to record, but we'll take a look at Jake Slizz's stats and how his day came to an end, firstly. Then we'll take a look at Garrett Beaver's stats on the other side coming into tonight's matchup as the next batter faced third baseman number 15, James Dixon. But Sliz, his day comes to an end after 3 innings pitched, allowing 3 hits, 1 run, it being an earned run. No batters walked, 2 strikeouts, 12 batters faced, 37 total pitches. So that's ball 1. We'll look at Garrett Beaver's stats.
Garrett Beaver has made 19 appearances with a 1.98 ERA, 2-0 record with 27 innings pitched, 17 hits, 6 runs, 6 of them being earned, 8 walks, 31 strikeouts on 96 batters faced.
Good sign there at strike 1 against Dixon. Snap a not so great 10 that Garrett Beaver started off. But again, plenty of room to recover. This one is strike 2, 1-2 count. Dixon 0 for 1 on the day, a walk in his first at bat and a fly out to left. 1-2 count. The pitch. This one ends up being outside. That's one thing about his style of pitching is he's going to come across the plate from simply, as you can see, left to right, and it's just a matter for these batters just to stay patient and either let it come across or you have to go down swinging on a very tight window where you're going to catch yourself, and most of the time, a jam. 2-2. This one skied over to right. Reyno locating it. Little dance around over in right field, but he ends up with the ball in his glove. 1 out. Is now up to bat shortstop number 7, Jackson Enders. 0 for 2 on the day. A strikeout looking and a foul out. Ooh, I don't know why I keep saying foul out, but a fly out to center. So again, there's still Paul Dulanto over at first base. The walk. Jackson Enders. We'll see the first pitch, and he'll swing. Not going to be able to connect. That's strike 1. Garrett Beaver did play in last night's matchup against the Auburn Double Days. Check swing. He went on it, though. Called by the home plate umpire. That's strike 2, 0-2 count. Oh, 2. Pitch from Beaver, and now it's right down Broadway. Runner going, can they get him? They got him! 2 for 1 special is how the top of the 7th is wrapped up. You thought it was 1, no. 2 for 1 discount, and that's how it gets wrapped up. Caught stealing is Paul Dulanto late on the pitch. Jackson Enders watches it go by right down Broadway. And a good reaction from the Batavia defense to recognize and stay alive with the play. The top of the 7th comes to a conclusion. Still tied 3-3. We have Take Me Out to the ball game right in front of us. And we're just going to use that moment. Talk a little bit about what we've seen so far in a very tight-knit game. And, Jared, I'll hand over the microphone to you. And you get the chance to sing through what we've got going up here.
Yeah, this is all going to come down to which team gets in that momentum early. When runners are in scoring position, who's the team that can cash in right now? Both pitchers having control of the game. bullpens getting the job done. And now just comes down to which person or which team breaks through to end this game and sends the other one packing home.
There's always the reason why I notify that we got Take Me Out to the Ball game right out in front of us is because those random moments where you'll be able to hear the background going on and it's loud, or louder form, should I say. But again, 3-3 is the tied game, and it's really just, like you said, trying to fight about who wants to take home the win and send the other one packing. The West Division Championship. These two teams rivals all the way to the end. The regular season series, as mentioned before, 4-2-1 in favor of Batavia. And again, another interesting fact you brought up so early on the broadcast, but I think I had it in my mind but never got to say it all the way through, is how you mentioned Jamestown is a very good team on the road, statistically speaking, on the record. As they finished with a 25-11-2 record, they were 15-4-1, much better than their home record of 10-7-1. Batavia, they have the opposite side, 18-4 at home, well, 11-6-1 on the road. More reason I want to mention that is you got the exact matchup for both sides. Road, Jamestown, at home, Batavia, and it's a question of, it's kind of like how an unstoppable force by a unmovable object just go
there you go. You got it.
head
you got
to head.
You
That's
got the
ball
saying.
one. This one's driven foul. I always mess up that saying. That's why I kind of had to pause.
You
and
had to
think
pause
about.
a little bit, yep.
But again, that's fouled off. It moves the count 1-1. We'll get that graphic up and ready for you. This one down low. Again, James Quintero leading things off with a 2-1 count as it moves forward for Batavia. James Quintero 0 for 2 on the day. A fly out to center and a ground out over to second base. In search of his first hit. Hits limited between the two teams. A total of 9 on the game. 5 for Jamestown, 4 for Batavia. 1 error split between the two teams. Is this inside? 3-1. That one very close. It looked like that had an immediate action going towards Quintero, but kind of like the ball paused for a second and redirected back inside. Very close to actually being a strike, if you ask me. 3-1. This one's going to center, a little too much hang time, and right to the center fielder, Grant Moore. Can't do much about nothing on that. 1 out. So up to the plate with 1 out, stepping into the batter's box, catcher, number 47, Cooper Romick. Oh, count. The pitch to Cooper Romick. This one upstairs for ball 1. As this one's driven to the overhead concourse, it moves the count 1-1. That's the thing, like, I never really finished my thought. I think I just kind of blanked out in a blank space, and it's really, Jared, as I was saying, Jamestown on the road very well and strong in that suit. Batavia strong at home, the 18-4 record, but you got to think, in those 4 losses, 2 of them came from Jamestown at Dwyer. Jamestown definitely knows how to get some control. This is a swing and a miss for Romick at Dwyer Stadium, so 1-2 count. For those 2 losses, half of them being accredited to the Tarp Skunks.
It just keeps building up this rivalry more and more. So many storylines that we've seen throughout this season to end off what could be a great season.
1-2. Pitch from Pence, fouled off in the foul territory and then out of play. A very high shot ball. Count repeats 1-2. Pence set that out there on the mound. Deals, ooh, high inside. Fast reaction from Romick to get out of the way. 2-2 count. One out, 2-2. Swing and a miss for Romick. And that's a strikeout credited to Pence. Has him swinging. 2 outs now in the bottom of the 7th. Again, it's all tied up, 3-3 apiece. Now to bat in the last of the batting order, extra hitter, number 31, Jeremy Ramos. He's 0 for 2 on the day, a line out back to the first baseman, and a strikeout in his last at bat. As for Pence, statistically speaking, that strikeout will now go down as his second on the day. Third one as a day for the Jamestown total team. Ramos, again, last man in the batting order. We'll take ball 1. As he drives this, he'll get over the head of Enders to shallow outfield grass, and a single for Ramos puts one runner on. A 2-out shot for a single. And we're back to the top of the order. A scary look for Colin Pence. It's number 50, Jalen David. Jalen David, 1 of 2 on the day. A ground out over to third, a single, and a walk. He's already got a stolen base of credit to him as well. And that's one thing that the numbers don't lie. You can't let this man out there on the base path. Yes, he would have Ramos in front of him in terms of base running, but still Ramos will definitely going to have that extra gear knowing that he's got Jalen David right behind him. The pitch going to miss on the higher end, ball 1, a 1-0 count. If you want to talk numbers for Ramos in terms of stealing, he'll find himself with only 2 stolen bases. He's been caught stealing once. We'll see what approach the Muckdogs can do, but of course you got to get to that first, as that will find its way into the zone. A 1-1 count. A little displeasure though from the hometown crowd. A little talk from Jalen David to the umpire. Is Jalen David getting a piece of this? It's a high flyer to Grant Moore out in center field, and that's the third and final out. So the 7th inning comes to a conclusion. 2 more innings left to go. It's still tied 3 apiece between the 2 teams, and this finish could not get any closer. Down to the wire, it will most likely be with 2 innings left. The 8th right around the corner when we come back. Again, the 8th inning right around the corner. It sits tied 3-3. Both hits and errors are all as well tied, 5 apiece and 1 apiece in those metrics as well. The 8th inning, ready to get set. Let's go.
Both teams have just been perfectly matched today. Same runs, same hits, same errors. Just comes down to who cracks first in this pressure.
Apologies for that on the graphic. It's Garrett Beaver out there. As immediately swinging, high flyer to Glenn Brooks. He's called it off. So first pitch and one out. It's number 38, Caleb Jordan, the last of the batting order in the third go-around of the carousel for the Jamestown Tarp Skunks. He was 1 of 2 and make that 1 of 3 for a flyout to center field, or left field, excuse me on that for the correction. Now up to bat, center fielder number 2, Grant Moore. 1 of 3 on the day. He struck out twice with a single to his name. This one will be in for strike 1, punched in the bottom left corner. He's got the approval of the crowd to do it again. A foul off the second pitch, 0-2 count. The 0-2 delivery and just outside, a 1-2 count. Again, dismay from the hometown crowd. And has him saying goodbye. Back to the dugout he goes. A strikeout for Beaver, looking. That'll be his second strikeout on the day. Third strikeout for Grant Moore, though. His at-bats go to 1 of 4. But again, no need to look in the review mirror. Extra hitter number 6, Eric Weeks, up to bat. He's 1 of 1 on the day. Walked in his first at-bat, hit by pitch in his second, and then a single in his latest at-bat. The first pitch incoming and inside for ball 1. Every at-bat becoming just that much more important. The out totals for both teams capping out for at least 9 innings. Ball 2, 2-0 count. Three-0 count now. So that's ball 3. And ball 4. A walk for Eric Weeks. He'll take first base. Saw once before from Garrett Beaver. It was the first batter he faced against Paul Dulanto, a 3-0 count, where then he walked him immediately on a 4-0 count is how it would be wrapped up. So not a trend that we usually see from Garrett Beaver in that metric, but just want those to be halted for the time being as 1 on, 2 outs. And that's ball 1 for first baseman number 14, Nolan Smith. Two-0 count. Garrett Beaver only entered the day with 8 batters walked on the entire season. Across 27 1/3 innings pitched. Puts him at 3rd in terms of walks per 9 on the team. And whoa, that one, I guess, just missing on the low end. A 3-0 count and time called. Gonna brush off the home plate. But I would say that one definitely a very close one. But again, going in the call of a ball. 3-0 count. It's now 7 straight from Beaver. Trying to avoid back-to-back walks. He'll find this one right down Broadway. 3-1 count. Three-one. Ooh, just on the inside. Brought in a little too much off the spin. And 2 now on for the Tarp Skunks in a unique situation. Again, always saying 2 outs You got to get the job done as Garrett Beaver tying up his shoe. And some of the staff from the Batavia Muckdogs heading down to the bullpen, they're going to get some players warmed up, I would believe so.
One of them is warming up right now. They want him to probably close the game or hopefully get out of the situation. If it's still tied game, 3-3. So right now, Beaver got to get out of this situation.
We'll see if he can. Again, 2 outs. As this high flyer to left, Glenn Brooks trying to get underneath it. He's got the call and he's got the catch. The amount of pressure, you can feel it up here in the press box. You can hear
it's quiet.
feel it
It's quiet.
from Dwyer. While that ball was up in the air, you could cut it with a knife. But in the end, it's met with applause from Dwyer Stadium as Glenn Brooks gets underneath it, securing the 3rd out. It's still tied 3 apiece. 2 more innings for Batavia to have a chance at bat. Heading to the bottom of the 8th within regulation. We'll see if that's all we need in 9 innings. As you did say, Eric Woodley probably most likely coming in to appear in the next inning. And it's also a question of the depth of these bullpens. Because as it stands, we'll have to move forward. It's tied. Either team looking to break that within regulation of 9 innings. It's just a question of who will be able to do it first. Not a question if they will, but when they will. Colin Penn still out there on the mound for the Tarp Skunks, heading to the bottom of the 8th. So you can hear in the background the crowd of Dwyer Stadium getting behind their team and the singing of Country Roads. Lots of pressure still amounting on all ends. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's just one of those things that you can't say it enough.
Nope, it's quiet in here. Everyone feels the pressure. Everybody feels what the situation in the game right now, as it's just one team has a crack that could affect the whole game, that could really send one team packing home.
Leading things off here, though, in the 8th inning, it's number 46, Braden Reyna. The first pitch, gonna go for a check. He's not gonna go on the swing. Misses down on the lower end, 1-0 count. Brandon Reyna hasn't recorded a hit on the day, but he's only 0 for 1. A fly out to left field, hit by pitch, and a walk. This one not finding the zone either, 2-0 count. Getting underneath this and out of play. Two-one count. He'll line this over to center. He'll get down in front of Grant Moore and a single for Reyna. He finds his first hit of the day and a big one. That's what you need from either team, and this time it's going to play out in favor of Batavia. Any kind of hit is going to get Dwyer awaked, or awoken, should I say. That's the right term, past tense. But Batavia, you need tempo, you need a rally, and that's what you need for the first step. A hit and someone on base. You got the courtesy of having no outs as well. Left fielder, number 20, Glenn Brooks, up to bat. He does have a hit on the day. 1 of 3 on the day, though, in total. A fly out to center, or RBI single, and a strikeout in his last at-bat. That was the first batter face for Colin Pence's showing bunt. This one missing down in the bottom right.
Exactly. With 0 outs right now, you can play your game. Glenn Brooks right there showing bunt. This is what Skip likes to do in these situations, try to advance a runner, and with 1 out, have that runner at second to hopefully get those infield plays or tag-ups in this game.
1-0 showing bunt again. This one off the bat. 1-1 count. The foul territory. That's the other thing I was able to note there is we've gone through the entire batting order for Colin Pence while he's out there. So all batters now know how they're going to go against Colin Pence, so they have a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more favor in terms of odds for themselves on how they want to approach the at-bats, and it's now up to Colin Pence to shake it up and try to catch him off guard. 1-1 count. Showing bunt once more, this time down the third baseline. They're ready, though. Crashing in, third baseman able to make the put out at first. It's 1 out. It will advance Reyna, though, to second base. So out on the bunt. It's the third baseman. That's how it's all said and done. James Dixon able to crash in. The defense this time ready for it after back-to-back to eventually laying one down on the third attempt for the bunt. Will advance the runner, and that's all Batavia's focused on is breaking the lead because you don't need it by months because Jamestown, if you take the lead here, only has one more chance to tie or pass you. Batavia, that's all they know. What they need to get done is time is called by Dulanto. He wants to talk things over with Pence as next man up is third baseman, number 2, Jackson Inman. Inman, 1 of 3 on the day, a single for his first at-bat, but since then a foul out to over to left side and then a fly out to left field. Can hear the crowd loud and clear from here on that. Trying to get them pumped up and to play a huge factor. First pitch. Ball 1, a 1-0 count. There's the cue for the music, the stomping. We've heard it all before and you've seen it on the camera. See it slightly there for a moment. Able to get some shake on it. Shake and bake, as I always like to say, but 1-0. Defense shifts back into position for Reyna, who takes a lead at second. This outside, 2-0. Bring it back is the crowd trying to get to Pence's head. Two-0 count. And make it a 3-0 count. Jackson Inman just watching them go by, and they're all the right ones to let go. 3-0, Inman. See if he gets the green light or if Pence will find his way to strike one, or option C, the latter, a walk. We'll see what we get. Option A, B, C. The pitch from Pence, and it's option C. It's the latter. A walk for Inman. 4 straight for walk Inman. 2-on for Batavia. 1 out. And up to bat, second baseman, number 11, Evan Brock. Two on, one in scoring position. That's Braden Reyna at second base. Jackson Inman following the walk at first. As Evan Brock will watch strike one going by the inside part of the zone, but still well within a 1 count. Evan Brock, 1 of 3 on the day. A single, ground out back to the pitcher, and a ground out over to second. That kind of circus play that we saw. Nice put out by the second baseman, but again, not trying to look back at the pass as this is fouled off to out of play. 0-2 for Evan Brock. Colin Pence in search of his third strikeout. Oh, 2 count. Colin Pence set to deliver. The pitch, swing and a miss for Evan Brock. He will find his third strikeout of the day. This one going against Brock, swinging. 2 outs now, 2 on. Shortstop number 1, Cooper Russell, up to bat. Got to play the hero card here. Cooper Russell, though, hasn't found a hit today, has reached first off a fielder's choice once, but a fly out to center and a ground out back to the pitcher is how the rest of his day has gone. 2 outs, 2 on. Cooper Russell, number 1, Superman, up to bat. That misses on the lower end for ball 1. 1-0 count. The pitch, driven back to Pence off his foot. Recovered by Enders to throw to first. Not in time. Safe is Russell. Oh my goodness, we almost just saw a circus play of a lifetime. Pence a little shaken up as that beamed off his foot. The coaching staff from Jamestown coming out, though, to talk with Pence, and I think maybe we might
I think we're seeing a change now, especially after that ball hitting him straight in the foot. I think we might see a change here. They did have somebody warming up in the bullpen.
But right now, they're just talking things over with him, checking in on him, as that was a beam off his foot. And no, there won't be a pull, because the only reason I made that assumption was they did send out as part of their staff to go set up some warm-ups down in the bullpen, and we can see some active players. But no, that won't be enough to pull Pence just yet, who is having the best outing out of the 3 pitchers so far. 3 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, no runs, 1 batter walked, and 3 strikeouts. That's being the 4th total strikeout for the Tarp Skunks is between the 2 other pitchers in 4 1/3 inning. Only 1 strikeout recorded. He's faced 14 batters, though, and 49 total pitch count, so not up there yet, but maybe that was a hindrance towards his total. But again, off his foot.
That's just such an unlucky play.
Rocket to Jackson Enders at short. I thought we were about to see an amazing play from the Jamestown defense, and it was still, when it was all said and done, just barely a fraction behind Cooper Russell, who reaches first, sets up, bases loaded, and now up, number 34, designated hitter, Joey Socorro. Colin Pence is set with a fresh count. Crowd behind Socorro, and it's on the inside for ball 1. Bases loaded is just going to add that much more of a cherry on top for the pressure going against Colin Pence. He did have the strikeout early in this inning, but a walk, his first one, while being out there on the mound. And you can see his at-bats taking a little longer in favor for Batavia. Socorro just needs to be patient every now and then, as that is very close to hitting Socorro. It won't. But inside, 2-0 count. Pence has to eat the pressure and take it on for the long run. 2-0, he's well behind in the count. We'll see what approach Socorro has here. 2-0. Driven, he'll find the gap.
It gets through. It gets through the score too.
Another runner. The throw back at home. He's
safe.
2 runs scored
They
for
take the lead.
Batavia. It's now 5-3. The lead back for Batavia on the bottom of the 8th. And as it stands right now, Jamestown, they're trying to keep avoiding a flat line on their end. 5-3 is your score. Batavia, Socorro gets it done. Shock the nation.
2-0 count, hitter favorite. Another hitter favorite count right there. Joey Socorro waiting for his pitch. And right now we are seeing a pinch runner. Vasquez is coming in for Joey Socorro to be a runner at first. But 2-0 count, it's something that you have to get by. You do not want to get 3-0 count. You don't want to walk a batter. Have to throw a pitch there to get the job done. Socorro knew the pitch was coming, and he just had to make contact with it, and he does. What a hit by Socorro.
A little bit of a breather needed on that. It's now a 5-3 score. Colin Pence and now out of the game following the hit from Joey Socorro, the 2 RBI single on 2 outs. Batavia hangs all the way through this inning. They had Reyna over at first to start things out. Glenn Brooks advances him off the bunt. Glenn Brooks out himself. It was 1 on at second, 1 out. Then the walk for Inman put 2 on. A strikeout from Evan Brock, 2 outs, 2 on first and second. The single from Cooper Russell off the almost circus play from Jackson Enders, which could have brought a huge closing end to the 8th inning and would have had it still tied at 3 apiece. But when it's all said and done, bases loaded, Socorro, 2-0 count. It looked like he would wait. He found the pitch, drives it between the gap over between Nolan Smith and Caleb Jordan at second and first. Out to right field, in comes Reyna. The signal as well for Inman brings 2 in. Russell advances to third, and Socorro over at first base. But again, we have a pitching change here in for Colin Pence, and it's number 20, Chase Barron in for Colin Pence. And we'll take a look at how Colin Pence's day ends at the stat sheet for right now, where it stands, because we could see that numbers increase in terms of run. But as it stands right now, Colin Pence's day comes to an end after 3 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 runs, both of those being earned, 1 batter walked, 3 strikeouts across 15 batters faced, and 52 total pitches. But again, in his place, number 20, Chase Barron. And Jarrett, take me through his stats.
Barron has made 14 appearances with a 1-0 record, 6.23 ERA and 17 innings pitched. He's allowed 14 hits, 15 runs, 12 of them being earned, 17 walks, 33 strikeouts on 65 at-bats.
This upstairs, trying to get still losing my voice. A stolen base. First, not Socorro, almost caught myself, but it's Vasquez out there as a pinch runner for Joey Socorro. To again remind you, Vasquez coming in for Joey Socorro as a pinch runner, and he steals second. And that gets away from the catcher. Another run brought in. Cooper Russell makes it a 3-run differential. Vasquez as well takes on third. It's now 6-3 Batavia late in the bottom of the 8th. A wild pitch. Another ingredient that blew up for Jamestown. That's not what you could afford there. 3 runs scored in the bottom of the 8th alone for Batavia. It's now 6-3. This one downstairs. So we'll get that score bug updated for you on the count. It's 2-1. Apologies for that. But 2-1 count, 2 outs. Cooper Russell taking off the bases, in for a run. 6-3. Now over at third is Jaden Vasquez, who came as the pinch runner for Joey Socorro. And a hit by pitch. Quintero will take first. Runners on the corners now, and Dulanto pleading his case. But Quintero given first base. Runners on the corners. And the coaching staff from Jamestown coming out to argue it over as well. Already had Dulanto arguing it. And now the staff from Jamestown trying to fight their case.
They're trying to say he leaned into in that situation. That's what they're trying to argue right now. But it was just super inside. And Quintero wears one for the team.
So hit by pitch against James Quintero. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Catcher, number 47, Cooper Romick, up to bat. He'll swing, not able to make contact, 0-1 count. All outside, 1-1 count. very far inside. Will avoid hitting Romick here, 2-1. I don't know about you, Jerry. I lost a good part of my voice on that call.
That was unbelievable. Just what a moment.
Swinging, getting underneath of this. This will go foul. 2-2 count. Two. Up high. And woo. Well, that did not play out in favor of Jamestown, as stealing second was Quintero. He'll reach second. Full count back at home plate, but as you saw, Dulanto decided to hang it on. Quintero thought maybe he wasn't close enough, decided to pause for a second. Would have been a pickle situation, but the no throw from Dulanto plays in favor for Quintero. He's able to secure second base. 2 runners now in scoring position, a full count. The pitch, payoff, swing, and fouled off. We'll do it again. Payoff. The pitch. Again, fouled off. Deja vu. Same exact spot. We'll have to do it again. And this sent to center, a little too much underneath it. Grant Moore will be underneath it for the third and final out to an agonizing inning, though, for Jamestown. 6-3 is your score. Batavia, they just need to secure 3 more outs, and it's all said and done. A long game that's fought at tied. A little early change in scoring that was the first 3 innings. You had the Batavia Muckdogs jump out to a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second. Then 2 more scored for Jamestown in the top of the third. Batavia quickly answered, takes back the lead. 3-2 is how it stood, heading to the top of the 6th, where it was then tied up 3-3. It was tied for a complete 7th inning, and then the 8th, it looked to continue, and we're just awaiting that final change to see who would be scoring. As I said, it was not a matter of when they will, or not a matter of if they will, but when they will. That was the saying I was going for. And then 3 more for Batavia breaks the tie, and it's now 6-3. And we do have a pitching change as well for the Muckdogs. Out is Garrett Beaver, and in his place, number 6, Eric Woodley. We'll look at Garrett Beaver's stats. His day ends after 2 innings pitched, allowing no hits, no runs. 3 batters walked, 2 strikeouts, 8 batters faced, and 27 total pitches. And Eric Woodley, he's going to get this job done. He knows these guys inside and out. Jamestown on the same end, they do know Eric Woodley to a good degree. And it's 2 rivals. You can't take away the rivalry from only Batavia and Jamestown. Eric Woodley, the roots go back far.
And he's got a 4-1 record on 17 appearances with a 1.67 ERA, 5 saves, leads the team. He's known as our closer. 32 innings pitched, 24 hits, 9 runs, 6 of them being earned, 6 walks, 39 strikeouts on 114 at-bats.
Here we go. 3 more outs is all the defense needs. Is this one downstairs for ball 1? 1-0. Make that 1-1. 1-1 count. Again, up to bat, it's number 44, Nate Muncie, the right fielder. 0 for 3 on the day. A ground out over to second, ground out over to short, and a strikeout in his last at bat. 1-1. Upgraded to 1-2. You can hear right now, or really not hear
You can hear a
much.
pin drop.
They are excited for the right team, but they're just letting Eric Woodley get the job done. 2-2. Ooh, able to hang in fighting, excuse me, with a foul ball. The pitch outside, and a full count for the first batter faced against Woodley. Who will win the payoff pitch? Woodley and Muncie go head to head. Payoff. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Payoff, dribbled back over the head of Woodley. Trying to break in is Brock, and he can't glove it down. He'll sit in his glove, but get away from him. And reaching first is Nate Muncie. So now with one on for the Tarp Skunks, left fielder number 39, CJ Dugan, up to bat. Dugan hasn't recorded a hit all day. 0 of 3, a foul out and a fly out to center, and then a ground out over to short. Yeah, and that will be recorded as a single for Nate Muncie. CJ Dugan, search of his first hit as well to keep the Tarp Skunks alive. He'll line this over the third base bag. The signal for the runners all the way to the wall in the corner. They're still getting the signal to go home. Finally, the throw from Glenn Brooks, but no, held up at third and a late decision, and held up at second. A double for the Tarp Skunks. CJ Dugan makes it back-to-back hits, immediately going down swinging. And it's now 2-1. So with that, the catcher, number 4, Paul Dulanto, stands as the tying run back at home plate for the Tarp Skunks. Two in scoring position for the Tarp Skunks, second and third, both covered. Dulanto 0 for 2 on the day. This one down in the dirt, blocked down by Romick. 1-0 count. Getting underneath this, high flyer to Glenn Brooks. It's shallow left field. We'll see if we get the signal. Caught by Glenn Brooks. He's charging in, and held up are the runners. So it's an out in the right direction. That's what you need. You need the first out. That's piece number 1,
Just get
obviously.
the momentum back in Batavia right now. Get the crowd going a little bit. And now you get that first out. You can take control.
It's obviously, like, you could say, yes, that's the most obvious step. It's an out. But at the same time, like you mentioned, it gets a good break for the defense, because we do have a pinch hitter, number 30, Dom Costello, in for third baseman, number 15, James Dixon.
Dom Castell's played in 15 games, starting 12 with a 273 batting average, 44 at-bats, 7 runs, 12 hits, 2 doubles, a home run, and 16 RBIs on 17 total bases.
As this one is sent to center, Jalen David gets underneath it. We have the tag-ups. Going home for a score. As that's snagged down by Inman. Good motion there on that side to make sure he stays in front of it and doesn't get away for any more damage. The runners will be held up, so didn't know where I was going with that statement, but just a pause. 1 run comes in for Jamestown. It is now 6-4 in favor of Batavia. And we do have another pinch hitter, number 19, Jaquin Rodriguez Costa, in for shortstop number 7, Jackson Enders. 2 outs, 1 on. Costa is the tying run for the Tarp Skunks. Eric Woodley just trying to get it out of the way. Back-to-back flyouts is this one.
That's a jump.
Yeah, that one got me to jump as that's fouled off to the overhead concourse. But Dwyer trying to play the cards right. Get loud is all you can ask. 1 more out to go. And the road keeps building forward. I'll take the score bug there for you. 1-1 count. That one misses the zone. Again, 6-4 is your score. Tying run at the plate for Jamestown. Getting underneath this. Can it stay in foul territory? It's right by the dugout, but no, just overhead. And out of play. But instead of an out, it's close to it. 1-2 count. Batavia trying to move on to the championship game. Can you bring out the champagne? 1-2. And time called in the heat of the moment by Romick. He wants to make sure that this goes down exactly as these guys have definitely planned how many times.
It's just now the momentum is as big as it is. You now have the crowd cheering. Everybody knows what's about to happen. You just got to make sure it can happen. The final story to the script, the conclusion, can be written in the Batavia Muckdogs book.
1-2 count. 1 runner at second. The tying run at the plate. Costa. Rodriguez Costa. 1-2. Eric Woodley. Can he get it done? The pitch. Swing and a miss. Out number 3. Bring out the champagne. The Batavia Muckdogs are the West Division champions for another year in a row. They get it done. They're moving on to the championship game. 6-4 is your final score. How about it, Batavia? Jarrett, you got the quote from Coach Skips before this game. He said, "We come, we fight, we win." That quote did not miss. We saw them host down the Jamestown Tarp Skunks in a long, hard-fought battle. They fought through it all, and they got the last part of that bullet point. We win. Batavia, 6-4. Celebrate however you want. The Batavia Muckdogs are back to West Division Championship for another year in a row, and they're heading to the championship game. We don't know who yet, but all we know is the most important factor. Batavia will go to a best-of-3 series starting on Thursday, July 30th, following the rain out from the Amsterdam Mohawks and the Utica Blue Sox. But Batavia, Jamestown, 6-4 score at Dwyer Stadium. I'm out of breath.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm at a loss for words too right now. Look, the boys, it means so much for them. They are now back-to-back championships. And for the boys, for Coach Skip, for Coach Watts, for Coach Graham, it means so much to the boys to get the job done and be back-to-back champions. What a game. Just what a ball game.
And that's how it will end. 6-4 final score. Batavia, the #1 seed in the West Division, will move on to the championship game. They held it throughout the entire season, and they're not letting go anytime soon. Again, July 30th will be the matchup as the Amsterdam Mohawks and the Utica Blue Sox go head-to-head tomorrow following the rainout that they had their game postponed. And just to let you know, to clarify, the highest seed will have 2 games at home in the best-of-3 series. Both teams, or all teams should I say, in that scenario before today's matchup of a final score, Batavia moving on, and guess we will now be able to make it a little bit clearer. If Utica were to advance, it would be at Utica and then back-to-back games for Batavia. But on the other end, if Amsterdam advances to the finals, it will be the first game held at Dwyer, then 2 games on the road against Amsterdam to close out the series. It's best of 3. The 1 game go home, winner takes all is no longer in effect for Batavia. 6-4 is your final score. Batavia back-to-back West Division championship. Can't say it enough. I don't care that I'm a broken record. They get it done, and they're moving on to the championship game. Again, starting July 30th. And Jarrett, I know we already went through it, but do you have any more thoughts?
I would like to say the season's not over. I'm so excited to go to the playoffs championship for the East versus West. We're not done, folks. Get ready for a few more broadcasts to end off the season.
Like you said, the microphone's not going anywhere. The broadcast will continue, resuming July 30th for round 1. We'll be able to clarify again when it will be exactly on start time and where it will be once we finally know the victor. Again, if it's Utica that wins, it will be at Utica. And if it's Amsterdam, it will be Batavia first. That's the exact scenario you're going to get that's been agreed upon earlier today as the team celebrates it through. Break out the champagne, break out whatever you want. Juice boxes, I don't care. Batavia Muckdogs, 6-4. Final score, the 1 and 2 seed. It's the 1 seed, that's the victor. My name is Ben Grayson Italia. Alongside me, color commentator Jared Campbell. We'll sign off for now. Broadcast will keep on going to see the after-game speech. But thank you for joining us. It's been a wild ride, and it keeps on moving. The road has not ended yet. We'll see you then, though, July 30th against the to-be-determined winner of the East Conference. Thank you for joining us, and have a good night, folks.
Tremendous work by defense, our baseman, our hitters. Outstanding. That dude came in here and did an amazing job. And of course, our veteran, where is he? Where's Grant? Coach Grant and the pitching staff. Our pitching staff is the best pitching staff in that PGCBL. We had 2 years in a row because of that guy right here. But guess what? We want to thank all the sponsors as well.